Well, the teams are going to be getting into position. Gentlemen, who wins today? We'll start with you, Brownie.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one, Pete. Going to be a very, very close one. We saw both teams have good wins last weekend. Footscray actually looked like they ran out the game a lot better than the Casey Scorpions did. Casey looked tired late. They had a few players cramping up. Grimes is a big in, as is Dean Turlick. One that we probably haven't mentioned in the pre-game so far, a big out for the Bulldogs, is Fletcher Roberts. He's been outstanding down back for them over this season when he's been back playing here, and in particular the final series. So I'm going to go for Casey in a very close game.
Fitzy?
Listening to what Lee said, interesting about the stats, even though Casey's tackling is very effective and we are aware of that, the Bulldogs' ability to get the ball off before they're tackled, I think, is really significant. I think it's quite a good development in the game, full stop. I think the emotion of last night is going to sustain the Footscray boys, and I think they can win a very close one.
Leedsy, quick tip from you.
Footscray. I said Casey 2 hours ago.
We'll get those splinters out later.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. Look, just looking down at all the other ones along the row here, trying to piece together who's actually playing today. That's why you stick with us. We've been here right from round one. We've been doing it year after year. Hello to Tony, who's in the Yarra Valley. Just got the feet up beautifully. Got the tinny out, just watching the view from his backyard. Hello to Hay Walsh, listening in the car while driving home from the prelim in Sydney. Magnificent win by the Bulldogs last night. Hello to Sean Kelly, who's driving down the Hume after the best night of our footy lives last night, and he's looking forward to catching up with you, Fitzy. Good. And also at Hong Kong footy. Hong Kong and the people of China are listening. Yes, all 1.3 billion of us are listening. And a tip there for the Scorps. At Red Time Sport, we want to know where you're listening to us today, whether it's online, on Aussie Digital, on 1116 SEN, or through VFL.com.au at Red Time Sport. And our scoreboard brought to you by Winston with a Y, coming up throughout today.
Good, and I know Sean Kelly would reflect so much of that great emotion that will just sweep the country, won't it? And Sean was one of those boys who would be best to emphasise that emotion. Hope you enjoy the next week, Sean.
Oh yes, we're going to enjoy the next couple of hours here. The time for talk is over. We are set for a start. The 2016 Peter Jackson legendary VFL Grand Final. It's the Casey Scorpions at Footscray. The umpires Hayden Gavin, Daniel Butcher and Heath Ryan, and we're set to go. Here's Michael Leeds on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Good afternoon, Melbourne. These indeed are the moments we live for, Doggy fans. Enjoy the next couple of hours. It's Casey, though, who are going to come away with it first through Grimes from Oliver. A little handball out the back to White down the line, and that's a nice start for Kennedy, who takes it at centre wing. Up against Lynch on the Peter Jackson legendary sign, goes down to half forward. Casey working this nicely. Nice mark to Neil Bullen. Turns and goes quickly inside of the boot to tumbling footy. Asks the question of Barry. Got the handball away to Russell. Under pressure. There's that tackling pressure. Got the handball away, and he's going to get away with it. They'll toss it in deep in the forward pocket at the Lockett end, where Casey are kicking to. No score yet on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Should have also taken a tip, Pete, about what's minute mark of which quarter. Mitch Hannon will take mark of the day.
Ball thrown back in. It'll be spectacular if he manages to get elevated. And the Bulldogs looking to clear. Honeychurch had a great final series. Good season, tackled over the line. Nice work from Mitch White. We'll have it thrown in.
Some great matchups through the midfield. We've got Webb, Jong and Stevens in there for the Bulldogs, and Oliver, Neil Bullen and Matty Jones for the Casey Scorpions, so solid midfields here. 16 Melbourne listed players playing for Casey this afternoon. Trying to go through was Grimes, went without it. Minson, just a little grubber kick, went about 3.5 metres, putting his head over the footy and working hard. There was Webb. He's dragged into the turf. The umpire will come in and throw it up. No score. Minute and a half into the opening quarter of the grand final. The Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Casey started with one spare back, Brownie. Did you notice that, which was interesting early on in the final?
Has almost done a trick here. They've worked it to the wing, the Dogs, but can't get clean possession. Coming away, Honeychurch, little one underground. That's okay to Dalglish. Gets it going to half forward. Hannon takes it on the burst. Swings away. Left handball okay for Lynch. Wants to get onto his left. Now back onto his right and back onto his left. Handball back to the call of Russell. Left foot kick inside the 50 on the burst as Dale. And he takes it in the breadbasket. 3 in from the boundary line. 45 to cover.
Western Bulldogs, and obviously the Footscray boys train with them, and similar systems, would have the same systems. I noticed they didn't get the quick kick in originally because of the Casey defender, the spare back. They delayed it, waited for the movement. It was well played.
So Dale, 19 goals from his 15 games in 2016. Such a dangerous asset for this Dogs outfit. What a start. They're one straight 6, the Dogs. Casey yet to score. 2.5 gone on the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Really good leadership there from Jordan Russell. Lynch looked like he was a bit of a cat on the hot tin roof there, wanting to play on, and wasn't quite sure of a decision, but Jordan Russell runs past for the handball receive, steadies up the ship, and a lovely delivery inside forward 50 to finish off that execution of goal.
Good start for Will Minson, 3 hit-outs already.
As we see ringing around this stadium on Peter Jackson VFL Live, the SEN Melbourne's home of footy side all through the grounds. It looks magnificent here at Etihad Stadium. 19, now 20 goals for Bailey Dale in season 2016. He was the co-leader heading into this game with Nick Jamieson, and now goes one ahead. We'll redo the bounce in the middle of the grounds.
Quickly, Brownie, do you like the bounce?
Just to start the quarters for me, Fitzy.
As Minson, ball across, just trying to work it through the middle of the ground. Plenty of numbers here for Casey, as White just paddling in front of him, trying to find someone in space. Has to handball over his head. It was a dangerous footy, and now it's being turned over. Here's Lin Chong getting hands to it for the first time. Across there to Jamieson, who's got some run. A long ball up to the top of the goal square. It beats the initial pack, bouncing footy through for a behind. And that is another score for Footscray. 1-1-7 playing no score. 4 minutes gone into the grand final. The Winston with a wide scoreboard. Casey away as they work into the middle of the grounds. The 1-on-1 contest. Nice front position taken by Sam Wiedemann. Going to be crucial today for this Scorpions lineup. The kick heading up towards half forward. And they've got the numbers and they've got the time. Coming out to meet is Tringove. Tringove puts it inside the 50. Looking for Smith. He was set upon 3 players around him. He's going back in again to try and get the footy. Trying to paddle in front of him. Working hard there is Oliver. Dragged down to the turf. We're at centre half forward here for Casey. Noah can take clean possession. It's a hot footy at the moment. Oliver did well again. Just got the handball out. Worked it to Mitchie. The kick inside 50. Off target. Now trying to find a way through is Turlick. He managed to stand up in the tackle. Got the handball outside. Shot at goal. Is through. They got their first on the ball, the Scorpions.
Importance there, Lee, of just being able to maintain or stick a tackle, as we talk about, isn't it? The moment the player could get his hands free, the goal was open.
Just so good players these days, being able to get that arm free or the handball free and get it out into space to a teammate. But if that's what we're going to get for the rest of the game, guys, we're in for an absolute belter.
Mitch White getting his first for the afternoon. Score check. 1-1-7 Footscray. 1 straight 6 Casey. 5 gone opening quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Tackle count 5-2 in favour of Casey early, so sticking tackle is going to be vital.
So just waiting for a restart here. Oliver and Jong just acquainting themselves with each other. Spencer and Campbell now to go at it. This is a better bounce, and it's going to be 0-0 initially before Campbell knocked it out the back. Oliver was there, scoots through and picks it up with the handball away. Then he tried to pick it up but couldn't. The Dogs just charged him down. Neil Bullen sticks his head over it, just put the handball away in the nick of time. Stevens couldn't quite, he was knocked over. Grimes, good stuff through traffic, got the handball away to Tringo, loops it over the top, and they're on the burst. Kennedy everywhere early, got it out in the end. Asked a lot of Hewlett, he had Barry for company. Through they come as Smith is involved, and Barry again at ground level, and they'll force a ball up half forward flank for Casey.
Fitzy mentioned that guy starting off the back line, the extra number for the Casey Scorpions. It's been Jack Tringo. He's running, he's pushing through the contest, and he ends up being a forward, but he's starting as a plus behind the ball at centre bounces.
Yeah, he's an offensive spare, isn't he, Brownie?
Oh, trouble for Barry here. Took the footy and then Wiedemann got a hold of him. No prior opportunity, and they'll toss it up 52 away from Casey's goal line. A little bit of push and shove here to go with all the action. Third man up, Tringo, only as far as Nash. His kick smothered. Neil Bullen, little undergrounder, might work out fortuitously. Scott goes one way, then the other. Got the handball away. Neil Bullen ran into traffic. Smith there, couldn't hold on to it. Wonderful tackling by the Dogs. Still a chance for Casey, top of the square. Tringo's there, couldn't take it. They pile in, and they'll toss it up 8 metres out from Casey's goal line.
Just some more tweets coming through. Eleanor James driving through Yass on the way back home after a Doggies win. Keep supporting us.
Campbell got it out the back. Hamilton squeezed the kick. Casey with numbers initially, knocked down well by White to Grimes. Oh, knocked out of the hands. Good tackle, Ben Long. Spilt for Neil Bullen. Now Long got him again. Well played, young man. He's wrestled to the ground. The ball came out the back. Dogs had it initially. Hamilton through traffic. He can't get through that traffic. He's well tackled. Good stuff, Newton. And they'll toss it up centre half forward for Casey.
Hello to Phil, who's the clubhouse leader at the moment. Bangkok. Let's see if we can go further afield. As the ball's thrown back up, Jong right in the middle of it. He's tackled to the ground, and we'll throw it up again. Hello to Will as well, hanging out with Griffo from City Beach in New South Wales, and enjoying the call. Down to you, Stoney.
Clayton Oliver down on the bench, boys, getting some work on his knee, come off the ground in that last contest.
All right, keep an eye on that. Mark Stone and Glenn Hill on the boundary line today as the kick goes in, going forward for Footscray, and the mark though has been taken by Lyndon Dunn at defensive 50 for the Scorpions. Looking to switch. They go from one side of the ground to the other. Colin Garland has it for Casey. Looking to work back into the middle again and finds the skipper, Jack Hutchins. Former Gold Coast son. Now finding his niche here at the Scorpions. The kick across the ground, and we're back from where we were. It's Lyndon Dunn who's got it at defensive 50. Puts it up high on the boot. Campbell's got the front position, coming back Wiedemann. Couldn't bring the ball to ground. Pack forms. Umpire should throw this up and will into the square. Centre wing, right near the VFL, Peter Jackson VFL legendary sign. Score check, 117 Footscray. Casey one behind. We've played 8.5 minutes in the opening quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Dale to Lynch from the stoppage. Handball over the top. Couldn't find Stevens initially. Just charged through. His strip to the footy in the tackle. McInerney, the big fella, did the roving. Handball away. Finishes with Trengove to Grimes. His kick smothered. Ball to be one in the middle of the ground. Good stuff, Kennedy. Ditto, Greenwood. Is there going to be a free kick for Too High? Holding the footy. Holding the footy against Kennedy.
Dived on it, secured the ball. Just a good rule.
Honeychurch. Jamison has it in the middle after taking the mark. He's going to kick to half forward, asking a bit of Stevens there. He's got two to beat in the air. Dunn's one of them, an unlikely job there, and Dunn's happy to see it over. They'll toss it in at half forward.
Strategically, Lee, you wouldn't want Dunn running around on his own, would you?
No, he's a great user and got a thumping kick, so you don't want him to be able to use that asset.
You want one of your forwards to go to him.
Thrown in half forward for this Footscray team. There's Honeychurch without it. They've still got it, the Bulldogs, though. Dale threw it out. The shot at goal coming across the face. Nash. And he's missed one behind.
Oliver back on, boys. Just watch. He's just walked on with a bit of a limp, so just watch out for the rest of the quarter.
Thank you for that. Mark Stone on the boundary line. Lyndon Dunn doing the kicking in duties. Goes to Jack Grimes in the back pocket.
Disposal number 7 coming up for Grimes.
As he kicks up the line, Adam Sarakoglu on stats. Coming in to intercept was Hannon. Couldn't quite complete the mark, but he's created enough chaos there. They're in a bit of trouble here, the Scorpions. Doing well. McInerney got the handball out, and that's a high tackle. So the free kick to be taken by Kennedy, who's had a pretty good start as well. 8 plays 6, Footscray leading. The kick going back to Lyndon Dunn inside his defensive 50 for the Scorpions. He kicks the ball now outside the 50, and they should be able to get some run on this outer side. Going for a run is James Munro. He kicks up towards centre wing, but the kick no good. Coming in with a fist is Jordan Russell, the skipper of Footscray. Will have it thrown in on that outer side. We've played 10, almost 11 minutes in this opening quarter. 8 plays 6, Winston with a Y scoreboard. Footscray lead.
Lyndon Dunn's only had 2 kicks, but they've been very effective.
He's a dangerous man with ball in hand. Here's Campbell trying to knock it down. Through a bit of traffic almost for Hayes. Trengove tried to hack it out of mid-air. Oliver's there with Nash. A couple of hard heads there. And the umpire will come in and tell them to get back to their corners.
He got a week, Liam Nash, for that hit last week, Leedsy, and actually went to the tribunal, appealed it and got off, so fantastic to see him running around today.
Yeah, good to see. Out the back of the contest, Casey have the footy. Munro, looping handball, bounced difficultly, but Hutchins was good enough to get it and then bomb down the wing. Big fly here for Smith at the back. That was Rourke Smith winning it for the Dogs initially. Then Tim came again, got the handball away but coughed it up. The Dogs kick smothered. Trouble here at half forward, but they're composed enough initially. Adcock just knocked it on for Hayes. There's a man down behind play. Hamilton, he's picked it up and got it away, and the Dogs have worked it nicely to the wing. So after some ferocious contested footy, they've got some space. Staley handball over the top to Greenwood at half forward. Got a short little one on. He ignores that and goes longer. Stevens the target. Knocked down. John couldn't take the mark. Spills for Hannon. Left foot kick to the other side of the 50. Honeychurch isn't going to take the mark. Bouncing ball in front of him here. He's got to get around his man Mitchie. Oliver got a fist in, and they've turned it over nicely. The Scorpions. Trengove gets on the end of it. He bombs away to the wing, and they're out of trouble for the moment.
Well, temporarily you would think Dashevsky Beckwith to run onto it, and he's got some time and some support over the top. Found Smith. Now they've got some runners in the middle of the ground. The grubbing ball is okay. The kick up towards centre half forward. Hannon working there. Also Long trying to come over the top, but it's all Scorps at the fall of the ball. Handball over the top by Trengove was inventive. Worked it across there to Smith. They've got some runners inside. Oh, here's the ball over the top. Walking into a goal. The easiest goal he'll ever kick, Sam Wiedemann. Magnificent transfer of the footy by the Scorpions, and they've got their second. They're 2 straight 12. Footscray 1-2-8. 13 gone opening quarter. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Courage to come through the middle, Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, great courage.
Create then the overlapping.
To run and link and share the handball and then get that man over the top. So to break through that first line of the Footscray defence is going to be important today. We've seen a few long kicks down the line, which is similar to what we saw last night from GWS with the Western Bulldogs defence. But once you break through it, you can get some real clean ball out the back, which we saw there, and a fantastic goal for the Casey Scorpions.
4 inside 50s, 2 goals.
It's very efficient. Very, very efficient.
4 points to margin. Campbell down from the stoppage, got it himself, the big fella, tumbled inside the 50. Now they need someone at ground level. Stevens are likely tied. Well tackled by Kilty. Here's Long, the excitement machine, one way then the other, almost got away, just got the handball, looking for Dale, had some support initially. Hayes cleaned a path, now Dale comes back in, couldn't take it away cleanly. Trengove well tackled, spills for Neil Bullen, around the corner he goes, dangerous times, spills for Adcock, left to the goal face, it's knocked over for one rush behind. Hannon perhaps the target there from Adcock, but 1 point is the end result. It's 9-12 on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
At Red Time Sport on Twitter, we want to know where you're listening to us around the world, around Australia, around Melbourne. It doesn't matter. Get in touch with us at Red Time Sport as Lyndon Dunn goes long outside the 50. This close to the boundary line. It does stay in. It's a contest. It's a free kick. It was out in the full in the end. So the ball to come back in. The Bulldogs seem to have settled.
Had a very impressive zone then, the Dogs.
As the kick goes long inside the 50. Campbell had the sit, couldn't complete the mark, done there at the fall of the ball. The quick kick heading back outside the 50. Dashevsky Beckwith went through his hands. Now an opportunity. Staley goes in short, and they're just going to slow things down. Adcock playing in his final game in Bulldogs colours before retiring. It looks like, is he going to have a shot from outside 50? Is anyone going to drive by? A few players just getting into position, but I think Jed pretty comfortable here. Directly in front, will kick from 53 metres out. In he comes. Chance at the second for Footscray. Steps to the 50. The kick's a long ball. It's a high ball. It's through for a behind. Campbell trying to fly to try and take that mark. He couldn't do so. 1-4-10. Footscray, Casey 2 straight 12. We've played 15 and a half in the opening quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
So Dunn going to go with the barrel. Got some of it, knocked it to half act, but it's turnovers on now. Lynch got it from Greenwood. Staley, dangerous ball. Ferreira was closing quickly while Barry was up to the task. He took the mark and ran to half forward. Beautifully weighted kick for Honeychurch, who ran onto it. He's called to play on. Heads to the pocket. Campbell the target. Knocked it over the back. Hannon's lurking dangerously, but he's got a couple to beat initially. Jamison arrives. Little handball over the top. That's okay. Scorp's out of trouble for now. Kennedy, looping handball, had a free man, but unfortunately it was too hot, and it was over the line for Trengove, and they'll toss it in 40 around from the point post.
Repeat forward 50 entries, Lee. As a coach, you'd be happy with those.
Absolutely.
Keep going back in, don't they?
It's a great press. You mentioned it earlier, but the Bulldogs have got them locked in their front half now.
So Spencer and Campbell to go to work on each other. Spencer goes again, little handball for Oliver. Left foot kick, driving ball out of danger for at the moment, but Staley took a really sticky-fingered mark.
Yeah, been good start.
It was classy from Staley, whose kick, you heard it on Eddie's effects mic, put it inside the 50. Bit of push and shove going on. Hutchins dropped what he should have taken for the mark. He's still got time. Munro slipped the handball out. The kick partially smothered there from Smith. Oh, they're in trouble now, the Bulldogs. Can they turn it on? The kick going to the goal squares, through for another behinds. Gee, the pressure is building each and every time. And Long, when he gets dangerous, when he gets hot, he's very dangerous, as we've seen across this season. 6 games, 11 goals. 1-5-11, plays 2 straight 12. It's Casey leading, 17 gone in this opening quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard. Oliver shot a really nice handball out, although his teammate's been let him down, unfortunately. It was Kennedy who was pushed off his kick. We're on centre wing. It'll be a free kick to the Bulldogs.
Inside 50s is now 11-4 in favour of the Dogs.
Will Menson's come off the bench and he's got the kick. Unbelievable scenes.
That's impressive. There's a bit of experience in all of that. He retreats to Barry. So Barry's going to just pedal across half-back. Chulik was closing quickly. Oh, a little bit of trouble here as Williams was clean enough after the ball didn't hit him. Came to Lynch from Barry. They've mopped up nicely for the moment. Left foot kick inboard, and now they can go. Jamison through the middle of Etihad. Sticks it onto his right boot. He wanted Hannon to run onto it, but he couldn't. The Scorpions just had too many numbers. And now Oliver is just going to work his way across to Jones. He brings it to our commentary wing. Big fly from the behind, and Stevens took the mark at centre wing.
Yeah, and wants to play on quickly too. Dashevsky Beckwith for Footscray. Runs through the middle of Etihad Stadium. Takes him out. He was dacked as well. It's going to be advantage. Free kick going the way of the Scorpions as they run through the middle of the ground, trying to find some space. Kennedy kicking inside 50, finds Alessio Ferreira, the 23rd player. He goes over the top into the pocket, and boy, they've worked that well. They got the mark inside the 50, but Alessio Ferreira, the kick finding Liam Hewlett, who's the joint leading goal kicker for the Scorpions. But how good was Ferreira there, Brownie?
He was good, but run-down tackle in the middle of the ground is what set it all up. Fantastic run and chase, and unrewarded stuff that. Sometimes you don't get the recognition that you deserve, but it's a fantastic team play and sets them up with his shot inside forward 50, which on a bit of an angle, but should be an easy shot for goal for Hewlett.
Yep, Liam Hewlett on the angle, but he's only 20 metres out. Chance at the third for the Scorpions. Steps in, stabs at it, misses. 2-1-13 Casey. Footscray 1-5-11, 19 gone opening quarter on the Winston with a wide scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au.
So Jean took the mark from the kick in, gave the handball back, and Russell just good enough to get it away with his left. He found Webb in the middle of the ground. Webb can turn and go. Minson's on at half forward and the Dogs on the march. He can spin around. He's got options. Nash, one of them, ignored that. Gave the handball to Jamison. Now it gets to Nash. Needs to get round one. Does. Right foot from 40. Goal. Coast to coast for the Dogs.
Interesting, boys, as coaches, we spend a lot of time, Brownie, don't we, analysing turnovers. Why do they happen? Because the majority of the goals is through turnovers. So we had a shot at goal for the Casey Scorpions through a fantastic tackle, which caused a turnover. The goal should have been kicked. It wasn't, which meant the opposition's got the ball back, and upon getting the ball back, they've now scored. It's a classic example of you just can't afford to give the ball up.
Can't waste any opportunities, and today we're seeing a lot of play go through that centre corridor. Some exciting footy and some quick footy happening through the middle of Etihad Stadium today.
2-5-17 to 2-1-13. Footscray have the lead.
They do, as we say hello to a few folks. Tommy Rue in Parker, Colorado, laying in bed. Almost clubhouse leader, I would say, although maybe we could outdo that. Ball back in the middle. Clearance for the Scorpions are going to go forward, but Russell there at centre half back for Footscray takes the relieving mark. He kicks out to centre wing, and the mark's being taken by Declan Hamilton. On that outer side, good crowd in today. No one in the top tier of the grandstand, but the other two reasonably full. The kick for John coming through Lyndon Dunn to create the spoil. On hands and knees, no one can get clear. Hutchins went without the footy. They're still away though. Working through the middle of the ground is Smith. Getting the handball, maybe one too many there for the Scorpions. Smith has to go back there again. He lost a handle on it. Well done there by Lynch. Dashevsky Beckwith. Now they've got the numbers as they work it back out. Lynch again. Works it across. Barry being the quarterback. He kicks looking for Honeychurch. Had to sit underneath it. Did really well. Got rid of Grimes and can run. He's on the logo on centre wing for Footscray. Sending them forward. Working there is Long. He cocked one high.
What Honeychurch did well there, boys, was he kept his feet.
Yep, absolutely. And Ben Long has it. Centre wing. 17 plays 13. Footscray leading. Winston with a wide scoreboard. Oh, the kick was flat. It went straight into Honeychurch's direction. He wasn't ready. It fell to Hutchins at halfback. Garland, they've got the handball on the overlap. And the kick going up the line here from Grimes to a one-on-one contest. Just coming over the top. Fair contest, said the umpire. Dashevsky Beckwith waiting for it. Working there is Smith. He might have done something to himself right near the boundary line. He's in a spot of bother. Looks like he's going to run it out. We'll have it thrown in just into attack here for Casey. 13 playing 17. Footscray leading. Winston with a white scoreboard. 22 done in the first.
Gets to Stoney in just a moment. He doesn't look well. All knocked away from Minson. It came to Jamison, who looped the handball over the top of Grimes, was the only man there.
Another Footscray play down.
Behind play was Stevens. Keep an eye on that one. Mitchie, the one driving by. Ball inside the 50. It's the Dogs' first chance, but they couldn't be clean enough initially. Little handball out the back. Ferreira goes to work with a tackle. Oh, they want holding the footy. They're not going to get it.
Just got one from Viv Mitchie there, I reckon. Stevens off the back of the play, so...
Tim Smith, boys, just come off the ground. Ankle problems, so the doctor's looking at the moment. So Tim Smith off at the moment.
Kennedy, McInerney had possession before a couple of Dogs got him and brought him to ground. Minson and Webb amongst it. And they'll toss it up again. 48 from Casey's goal line, kicking to the Lockett end.
Damien on the way back down the Hume as well. He's with Sean Kelly today. Kath listening in Adelaide, cooking a new spag bowl recipe for dinner. Roach is in Alaska. I think that's the clubhouse leader at the moment, Leedsy.
Oh, trouble here. Dashevsky Beckwith. Too long. Mitchie brought him to ground and he has the footy, perhaps too far out to score. He's looking for options. Going to head to the pocket. Right. Ferreira's there. Who's going to be front and centre? It's Ferreira initially, lays the tackle. There's a couple there. And Barry going to emerge with the footy. They'll toss it up. 25 out, slide angle. Casey attacking, but still trailing 13-17.
Hello to Tamara as well. Tam and Bridie driving through Holbrook to cap off a perfect weekend. Bulldog supporters. As this ball slips out here, Chance Jones around the body, up to the teeth of goal. Plenty of Bulldogs numbers. Rourke Smith, one of those, got the handball out. Lynch, it was a hospital handball, so they had to go back in there again. Did a good job as they work it out. Lin Chong, handball over the top. Third position for Rourke Smith. He's got to get the handball out again. They've done this okay. The kick not so great though. Jamison had to do a bit of work. Greenwood there as well. Now forced to lay the tackle. Plenty of Scorps numbers around the football. Mitchie taking off the footy. It's holding the footy. Advantage paid. The ball going into the middle of the ground. The one-away contest. Holding going on. I think it'll be a free kick to Honeychurch. It is. He wants the footy back quickly. Needs to be precise. Gets the handball across. Lynch, who kicks inside the 50. Hannon takes the mark. Mitch Hannon, strong hands, and he'll line up on the 45 from 45.
It's been a game with perfect conditions, obviously under the roof, but none of the big guys have had a real impact yet, Fitzy. It's been the small running guys and the medium-sized forwards that are having an impact for both sides.
Yeah, teams nowadays just won't kick the ball up and down the line, do they? Makes it hard for the big fellas.
25 minutes gone. Hannon's kick looks narrow. It is. Misses left-hand side. Much to Leeds's chagrin. 2-6-18 plays 2-1-13. Footscray leading. 25 gone on the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Let's have a look at the turnover, see what happens now. It's good press though, isn't it?
Done himself. He's going to kick pretty much down the middle here, hoping for a big mark from McInerney. Minson got in over the back, fisted away, no soft drop there. Came to half forward for the Dogs, but they're chopped off nicely by Newton. Beautiful kick. Come to expect that down the line. And Turlick is on the end of it, centre wing in front of Barry. He wants to go through the middle here. Dangerous long kick across the ground. One-on-one, Hayes to go to work on Jones. Jones comes up with a footy. Got it away to Munro. He heads to the outer flank. White can take it for Casey. Got some runners on. He wants to use Jones and does. He kept working. Little tumbling ball inside the 50. Ferreira had the sit. Knocked away from him. Good defending Dogs. Smith is there for Footscray. He's working this towards the 50. Good tackling pressure. And they'll toss it up 49 out.
So the turnover has resulted in a forward 50 entry for the Casey Scorpions.
And McInerney is going to work on Minson. Minson got it down, wet little kick, got it to the wing, going to be chopped off by Kilty. Good stuff he was looking for, and finding Grimes, just turned it over a little bit. Jong's there, he got the handball away, and now the Dogs are building again through the middle of Etihad. Campbell, handball inboard, wanted Adcock and got him. He goes backwards, retreats, heard a call from Williams. Now he's going down the line by hand to Campbell, who wants to go on his right boot. Out they come, Casey with numbers in the air. Who's going to be down? Hits the Dogs first. Hamilton away to Hayes, to Honeychurch, well tackled by Ferrer, and Casey have caused the turnover, and Dunn has it at half back.
Just going to steady things up. Hello to Steve-O, Noodle and Dan listening to the VFL from Sydney. They're Footscray supporters as well, as Tringove has in the back pocket for Casey. At Red Time Sport on Twitter is where you can find us. We want to know where you're listening from. Alaska, the clubhouse leader in terms of distance, at Red Time Sport. There's a kick here from Jones going up the line. They fly. Minson over the back, crowding the contest. Working hard there was Lynch. Now they've got some players in close quarters. Minson's going to take the mark on centre wing. Call to play on. The kick up towards centre half forward is a dangerous one. The spoil comes in. Working hard here, Oliver. Got Adcock to contend with. Adcock got there first. Did a really good job. Munro flying the flag for Casey. Nice job from both teams. We'll have it thrown up. 27.5 gone in the opening quarter. It's 2-6-18 playing 2-1-13. Footscray leading on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Worrying kick then by Will, wasn't it, to the turnover zone?
Spencer got the tap down. Tringo was wrapped up in the tackle. Well done, Viv Mitchie, just to release that footy. Now twisting and turning dangerously is White, who goes across the ground. And that's okay. Finds Jones. Jones has a little kick and has a look up the line, looking there for Smith. Couldn't find him, and they've turned it over. Honeychurch instrumental again. There's a kick going inside. 50 from Barry, and Lynn Jong on the end of it. He'll get a huge cheer. And Jong will line up 20 metres out. Plenty of goal face to look at. On the siren.
It'll be his first kick of the game, 6 handballs.
He's had a big couple of minutes here, boys. Kennedy really tested out his shoulder and dumped him in a tackle, and Lyndon Dunn's been working him over for about the last minute, just putting his elbow through Lin Jong's shoulder. So he's had his fitness test. Now he needs to go back and finish his goal.
Lin Jong hasn't spent too much time at VFL level. Important kick leading into quarter time. He's hit the post. And he's being reminded of it too by Lyndon Dunn. All things starting to get a little bit heated as well. Bit of push and shove. It's John versus Dunn. And they're coming from all directions too. They're piling in on top of this. Plenty of push and shove. Umpires trying to break it up. Oh, gee, it's getting willing in there right at the bottom of this pack. It's Lin Jong and Lyndon Dunn. Spot fires breaking out everywhere on the grounds. Now, saner heads prevail. Umpires getting involved. But I'm just looking, keeping an eye on Lin Jong. He gets to his feet. And now the secondary spot fire builds up. And they want to get out of it. I think Wiedemann's trying to pull a few out of there. Hutchins flying the flag for Casey. They're all getting involved. And Will Minson and Lyndon Dunn just having a few words. They eventually break apart very, very slowly. But there is some spice in this grand final. And again, just a bit of push and shove going on. Anthony Barry getting involved. You want to get him apart as quickly as possible, Fitzy.
Quick thought for you all. One good way to stop that is to penalise Lyndon Dunn.
Yes.
Now, there's been a shot at goal. The siren's gone. It's hit the post. Lyndon Dunn then comes in and bumps Lin Jong. Okay. If he knew he was going to give a free kick away, that wouldn't happen.
Exactly. But they've broken up now and gone to their huddles. Bit of controversy at quarter time. 2-7-19 Footscray. Casey 2-1-13 on the Winston with a Y scoreboard. Goal kickers to quarter time for Casey. Wiedemann and White, one each. And for Footscray, Dale and Nash. They're the solitary goal kickers for Footscray. 19 plays, 13 a break. The second quarter coming up next. This is the 2016 Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final. Quarter time, a fiery end to that opening quarter. They all got involved with a bit of push and shove, but in the wash-up it's Footscray 2-7-19 leading Casey 2-1-13. Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds, Lee Brown, Jared Fitzgerald, Adam Sarakoglu upstairs. Let's go straight to the boundary line because Glenn Hill and Mark Stein have been listening into what the coaches had to say. Hilly, you first in the Footscray huddle.
Well, obviously the Footscray boys were quite happy with the opening to that quarter. They got on top. They were a goal in front at quarter time. They were very happy with the way they used their leg speed and their ball movement. And I'd say to look for more of that this quarter. Also, too, they were quite happy the way they contested hard in the middle of the ground, and I'd have to look for the stats for quarter time stats for how the boys cracked in in that first quarter, but they certainly went in hard.
Stoney, what did Justin Plapp have to say?
Yeah, just talked about composure in the tackle. Just boys, he said they're leading us to the footy. We're going to get more around the ball, have a crack in. You've got to be really hard at the contest. And he asked his forwards to try and keep the ball in the forward line. It was getting out too easy, so he was after composure in the tackle.
The tweets keep coming in thick and fast. We just saw a photo from Matt. Thank you, Matt, listening in from Surin Beach in Phuket. And we're seeing the photo too. Not too bad indeed.
Bit cloudy, Pete.
Brian Fitzgerald too. Sorty Fitzy charging over from Sydney. Go Dogs. And Frank, who's actually the lead security with the touring Australian one-day international team. They've got a series coming up over there. Listening. G'day, Frank, in Johannesburg, South Africa. So they are all over the place at Red Time Sport if you want to be a part of it. We'll get the thoughts from the boys in the background, some stats in a moment, but the second quarter getting underway on Peter Jackson VFL Live. 19 plays 13.
Campbell and Spencer are new acquaintances. Good stuff. Campbell knocked it on, looking for Dale, coming through wide. He got his kick away just in the nick of time. Now going back here to Shevsky Beck with good stuff. Kept his eyes on the footy. Spins around and goes down the wing, but he's going to turn it over here. Jones met solidly by Barry and Russell, and they knock it over. So there'll be an early toss in here. A half forward flank for Casey. 25 seconds gone in this second term.
Brownie, thoughts at quarter time?
It was a pretty even first quarter. Footscray, had a few more chances to actually kick a better score. 2-7, not ideal, but a goal in front. It's set up nicely at quarter time.
So Campbell gets it going from the stoppage again, knocks it to the advantage here of Stevens to Jong, strong in the tackle, got the handball away to Stevens, has to retreat, heard the call from Lynch, now he bombs inside the 50, wants a mark from Hayes, he's got some work to do, knocked away from him, Hannon, he's picked up by Dunn, he goes to work on Minson now, Dunn, Hayes is there, he had it kicked into him, so he had to go and get the repercussions, spilled for Hutchins, strong in the tackle again, handball away, through traffic, coming to Spencer, trouble, Adcock, did he have the footy, taken the ground, umpire said all above board. Oliver busts the line through the traffic, got the handball away to Dunn, high clearing ball to the wing.
Well, maybe only temporary, we shall see. As the ball here to the front of the pack, Smith went without it for Casey. Quick kick out of the pack there from Barry, going high and deep. Hannon and Hayes, the ball fisted away by Lyndon Dunn to the line. We will have it thrown in. Fitzy, your thoughts at quarter time, and then some stats from Adam.
I agree with Brownie. Footscray more opportunities. They're +8 inside 50, but Casey, when they went forward, were more efficient.
Some stats for us, Adam Sarakoglu.
Leading ball getters for the Dogs in the opening term. Mitch Honeychurch had 8, as did Declan Hamilton, Bailey Williams and Brad Lynch. Lin Jong had 7 of the AFL listed plays.
Ball spills free. Clayton Oliver takes it from the ruck contest, kicks up the line up towards centre wing. It beats the initial pack. Now Smith to run onto it. He's got plenty of time and space. He steadies. He kicks over the top. That's a beautiful kick into the path here of Hewlett. He just got to run onto it. He runs to the goal square and misses. A little bit of pressure applied late, and he put it through for a behind. 2-7-19 plays 2-2-14. Footscray leading Casey. 2-19 played in the second quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Two very kickable goals for Hewlett that he's missed so far in this first quarter and a bit of the game.
So it'll be the Dogs themselves initially, and then Russell, kick under pressure here. Did it get over the top? Not quite. Dale just had the ball bounce away from him. He got a hold of Hutchins though, was strong in the tackle, got it away too long. So Hutchins was strong enough in the tackle, but the umpire said you had your chance, and Dale is the recipient of the free kick at half back. Can he get going? Loping running gate of his, dangerous ball to Tashevsky Beck with, he got away from Turlick initially, that was strong stuff. Ball to be won in the middle of the ground, no one could initially. Kennedy goes back to get it, Jamison's got him, and the umpire will come in and toss it up.
Hello to Diane. Go Footscray, listening in from Singapore. And Kobe, listening from Tel Aviv in Israel. At Red Time Sport, we want to know where you're listening around the place, even if it's just around the corner.
Stevens from the stoppage retreats to Shevsky Beckwith, downline of Hutchins with courage, just couldn't quite stick it in the fingers. He mops up now, got on the end of a Newton handball. He gets it away to Oliver. Oliver's right foot kick inside the 50. Smith will fly. It's Rourke Smith at the back though. Now, did he get a touch on that Rourke? He did. Umpire saw it. Barry's there at ground level, working hard against the tackle of Turlick. Kennedy, little kick inside the 50. Here's Wiedemann. He's only 20 out, couldn't get it away in time. Now Campbell defends resolutely, handball over the top to Russell from Smith, and they're out of trouble, the Dogs. Well played under pressure. Left foot kick, he'd asked a bit and he got a good answer from Webb, who goes back to Russell with a little dinky left foot ball. Now Russell with a long releasing kick to Hannon, who got out the back of Dunn, but he had another one to contend with. That was Hutchins, who just almost got a nick away in the nick of time, but Adcock was there. He knocked it forward. Newton comes in to lend a hand, handball out the back. Oh, good stuff. Oliver got away from a couple of tackles, got it to Tringove, and now Casey can reassess.
Well, the little short kick over the top might be okay, and it is. Gee, they've found the space okay today. Here's Grimes heading up towards half forward. Will square it up to centre half forward, but Lin Jong dropping in the space, takes the mark, handball over the top to Jamison, run through the middle of Etihad Stadium. His kick inside 50, not doing his teammate any favours in Hayes. Brought down, nice work there from Nash to try and create the spoil, the tackle there. Working there is Jamison. That's a lever for Barry going past. Now forced to lay the tackle. They pile in on top, and the umpire should throw this up and will just into attack for Footscray. 19 plays 14. Footscray leading 5 goals second quarter.
Just on Lin Jong watch, everything going quite well at the moment. He's been tested severely in a few clashes, but he's passed it with flying colours.
Glenn Hill on the boundary line for us today is Tringo picking up this ball, dragged into the turf, and the umpire will throw it up. Got a fair workout, I think, at the quarter time siren too, Hilly.
Oh, he certainly did, boys, and I know Dean Turlick had a couple of bumps with him earlier in the first quarter, so they definitely have got sort of an agenda for him.
Campbell's going to get the free kick from the ruck contest. Spencer just got too high on him. On the Winston with a wire scoreboard side, on centre wing, as Campbell sets Footscray inside 50 again. He's looking for Minson, who's got a fly from too deep. It was Smith filling the hole. The quick kick out, heading up the line. Turlick to run onto this. Got Campbell to contend with. Got away from him with no problems. Works it across. Tringove kicks up the line, and they should be away on that outer side, Leedsy.
Want to bring it back inboard. The kick's a beauty. Finds Kennedy on the chest. Little dinky one over the top to centre half forward. Can they be clean? Every chance in the world. It's Scott who runs to the top and kicks a nice little ball, and the mark is taken. 15 out, slight angle, and the Scorpions to take the shot. Some really hard work through the middle results in Smith taking the mark, and he has been a goal kicker.
Bit of helter-skelter to start this second quarter, so a bit more composed ball movement from the Casey Scorpions there. Ends up with this inside 50 and a shot on goal.
Yeah, they probably should have kicked one a little bit earlier too, Brandon, shouldn't they? So they probably have slightly got the ascendancy now.
So Tim Smith, 28 goals so far this season, make that 29. The Scorps get their third of the day. They're 3-2-20. Footscray 2-7-19. Almost 7 gone in the second term on the Winston with a wire scoreboard.
The hot hand at the moment for the Scorpions is Clayton Oliver. He's up to 13 disposals. 9 of them are handballs, 1 inside 50 as well.
Just back on the Lin John story, fellas, it is a great story, isn't it? When you saw him in just the degree of emotion, and it was quite vivid for us all to see. And he loved his passion and also the support of his medical staff when he was hurt over in Perth. But to be back playing now and influencing the game is a credit to those who look after him and to the boys' recovery.
Winston with a Y, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au. The ball back in the middle here. The 19 plays 20. Casey in front by a point. Good start, good contest. 7 minutes into the second quarter. Ball back in the middle. And it's the Bulldogs with the takeaway. Kobe Stevens sold a bit of candy and then wheels around and kicks the ball high inside the 50. Looking for Campbell. Got 3 to beat. Here's Lin Jong. Handball over the top. And here's the 23rd player, Ben Long, who kicks the goal. Excellent transferal of the footy by the Bulldogs. And they're back in front. 3-7-25. Plays 3-2-20. 8 gone second quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Fantastic hands there, Fitzy. We probably associate it with the Bontempelli, how he reaches up and handballs over the top, but really it is the Bulldogs handball and the way they do it. And we've heard about that handball club. That's all part of it, and sets up another goal. And Long, he's having a fantastic final
series. Is that the first rule? We don't talk about handball club? We can't talk about that?
And also the second rule.
Right.
Jong and Russell up to 10 disposals each for the Dogs.
We can talk about the fact that Luke Beveridge has had a major impact on how footy's played by introducing that quick hands to be able to avoid the tackle or minimise the effect of the tackle.
They're going to need it again here. Oh, good strong stuff from Turlik. He runs this inside the 50 with a long kick, big flyer from Kennedy. Couldn't take it. He bounces back to his feet. Tashevsky Beckwith was there, but Kennedy knocked it towards the line, and they will toss it in.
Inside 50s, Adam? Was it more
inside 50s as we speak? 20-13 in favour of Footscray.
Okay, this quarter?
Don't quite have that breakdown. His computer's blowing up.
I reckon I can track that one down.
Asking that one.
I reckon I can track one down.
Here's Minson knocking it to himself. Oh, just lost a handle on it out the back. Allowed to get away with that one. Lynch, handball, fight it to Nash, who was looking for Dalglish, but it was chopped off by the Scorpions. We're working in tight quarters. Neil Bullen and Minson now with a little bit of feeling. And those two blokes don't mind it. So Minson's just taking his away from the contest here. And
no disrespect to Alex Neil Bullen, but I think Vincent will be able to put it more eloquently in the discussion phase.
Toss back in at half forward for the Scorps. Out the back, nice stuff from Adcock. Kicks to the wing. All good hands initially, wasn't quite brought to ground. Webb put the handball away while being tackled, but it's the Scorps who come up with the footy down the line, looking for and finding Neil Bullen. It came from Joel Smith inside the 50. Kennedy knocked it down to Tim Smith. Scorps away over the top if they can find a man. Kennedy, he's tucked up against the line. Had to go the dodgy little kick. Wiedemann, little handball around the corner to Smith. Beautifully tackled. And now Rourke comes in to butter up for the Dogs. And they're out of trouble. A left foot kick down the line. Asks a lot of Honeychurch with Oliver right on his hammer. And they'll toss it in. 48 around from the point post.
The inside 50s have squared up in this quarter. It was quite a disparity for the Dogs early in the first quarter, but now it's squared up for this quarter.
So inside the Scorpions 50, chance now. A flying shot on goal from Smith is coming back. It just snuck in. It did enough. Off one step, wonderful goal from Smith. And Casey moved to 4-2-26. Footscray 3-7-25. 11 gone. Second term on the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Those bigger bodied players are starting to break through a few tackles. Adam spoke about Clayton Oliver before getting his hands on the ball. Dean Turlik's another one, and Smith there breaking through some tackles to actually snap that run around the corner, and it just kept bending leads. He kept bending and getting across the line. Fantastic finish.
Hello to Carolyn, listening in gorgeous Tuscany in Italy.
And that's now a +1 for inside 50s for Casey.
Okay, yeah, it's certainly much more ball, much more opportunities.
At Red Time Sport, if you want to get involved, we want to know where you're listening to the Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final today as Garland comes out to meet the footy at half-back. He's kicking the Turlik direction, goes too far. Russell traps it for Footscray on centre wing, goes for a run, kicks up towards half-forward, long outnumbered. Hannon came over the top to try and provide some support. Now he's got it again, handball over the top, and he just missed the target completely. So now the Scorpions with an opportunity, just looking to slow things down on that centre wing. Oh, nice smother as well. That's nice work from Honeychurch. Handball over the top by Webb. Sold his teammate Long into all sorts of trouble. Now they can get some run going, the Scorps. The kick up towards half forward. Rourke Smith did really well on Tim Smith. It's Smith versus Smith. Maybe brought down without the footy, Smith. And Smith picked it up. Who got that? I don't know. It was Smith from Footscray. Over the top there to Greenwood. Works it over the top. Now they've got Mark at half forward. They're building nicely. Hannon kicks inside the 50, honouring the leads. I think it's Hayes down there who's taken the mark. It is. He will line up and have a shot. I was getting confused with my Smiths.
There's a few Smiths in the world, Pete.
Well, they were up against one another. That was the problem.
That's right, too.
Smith versus Smith, and Smith won.
The key was, though, for the Footscray Smith, Pete, was he won the one-on-one contest. He won the battle. And the more
that was with Tim Smith.
Yeah.
Right, I'm with you now.
The more of those contested scenarios you can win as a team, the closer you are to putting yourself in a position to win the game.
Will Hayes comes in from 45 and bad kick. He just gets it through for a behinds. So 3-8-26 Footscray, Casey 2-4-26, 26 apiece, 13 gone. Winston with a white scoreboard, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au.
Done to himself and then hoping for, but not getting initially Jones, who just put it up nicely, got the handball away to White inboard, found Oliver. And this man continues to find the footy in his hands. He goes across the ground. Now Hannon's almost there to try and intercept, but he can't. Hutchins takes the mark and he pushes further afield to Garland, who's going to just steer this nicely into the path of a lead from the wing. Mitchie turns around and finds Kilty. They moved it nicely, Casey, and they've got some men still running out the back. Grimes kept moving, and in the end he finished with it. Left foot kick inside the 50, chopped off. Staley takes the mark, and there's the turnover.
Yep. As he kicks out to Lin Jong, who's on defensive 50 all on his own, takes an uncontested mark. 14 minutes gone in this second quarter, 26 apiece. Call to play on. Turlick goes to him. Jong gets the kick away. Oh, just pitches it just inside the boundary line. And that was fortuitous. Joel Smith running onto the ball for Casey. Can't keep it in. We'll have it thrown in right in front of our broadcast position. Glenn Hill and Mark Stone on the boundary line. Hilly, any news from the Footscray camp?
No injuries to report at the moment. Obviously keeping a close eye on all the Bulldogs players who might be in contention for an AFL game next week.
Absolutely.
So, Jong, Webb, Honeychurch, all looking good.
Oh, Adcock, he's going to be dragged down by Ferreira. Pink for holding the footy. The 23rd player getting involved again. Alessio Ferreira for Casey. He kicks across the grounds. Interesting, Ferreira doesn't look overawed by the occasion at all. So, Casey with another opportunity to head forward. Kick going in short. Oliver's taken the mark. They're just being held up. As the kick goes across the ground. Tringove, little one over the top. Neil Bullen takes the mark. They're chip inside the 50. And Neil Bullen, who's had a good season for Casey, he chips over the top because Turlick's drifted down into the pocket and he takes the mark. He'll be tight on the boundary line and he'll be kicking from 30 metres out. Now, he's going to try and bend this around.
You take a couple of steps out, Pete, and come around onto that right foot. That 10 metre
zone.
Yeah, 10 metre exclusion zone really helps his kick.
Around he goes. He plays on. The kick goes high. It goes across the face. There won't be a score. Is there a mark paid to Smith? I think there is. How did he take that mark?
It's a great pass.
Oh, okay, that's what he's going with.
Not ideal, that snapper in the corner from Turley.
No.
He hit the fat part of the ball and just floated through the air. Smith's very good with his hands and read the ball exceptionally well there.
He did. In a pack of 6 players, he was the one that came up with it, marked on his chest.
There was a cluster of players in the opposite pocket. Were they expecting that to head that way, Lee?
As the kick comes in, Smith missed. He's missed another one. 4-3-27. They lead by a point. Footscray 3-8-26. 16 gone second quarter. Winston with a white scoreboard.
Jong's up to 12 disposals. Still only 2 kicks though.
So Russell to bring it back in for the Dogs. Going to go long down the middle. Needs a fly from Minson, who's got a bit of timber around him. It's fisted away by Kilty. Not too far away from the front and centres. Webb, one of those. Gets it going half forward. Hannon the target. Had 2 to beat in the air. This allowed Long to get front and centre. Long went to ground. Adcock comes in to lend a hand. There's nothing doing initially. Now Adcock's gone to hail the taxi. And somewhat unbelievably, in this part of the world, he's got one straight away.
Might be Uber.
It was very quick use of the app, and you know what? Some blighter's got in front of him and stolen it. Long heads to the outer side and he finds his man. Tashevsky Beckwith can take it and go away from Turlick inside the 50. Wants a mark, not going to get one. It's the Scorpions, strong stuff in their defensive 50 from Joel Smith. So can they settle now? He's going to go pretty much down the middle here. Staley at the back can fly and he couldn't take the mark. That's dangerous times. Newton's there, got it away to Grimes. He's picked up by Tashevsky Beckwith, came to ground. Stevens has got his man. He making sure that this is not coming out anytime soon. 27-26. Casey in front. Almost 18 gone. Second term on the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
It's an intriguing contest.
It is now.
It's tightened
right up, Pete. Opportunities have got to be taken, haven't they, in the next 5 minutes?
Well, let's see here. Kobe Stevens for Footscray, kicking them inside the 50. Hannon fall to the back. That's where the ball goes. Hayes needs to go off the ground. He's just paddling in front of him, being harassed by Colin Garland. It goes over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in right next to the behind post.
Good result there in the end for the Dogs.
A 1 point ball game. The D's fans down that end, the Lockett end. This is where Footscray kicking to in this second quarter. Mincing grabbed it out of the ruck. Kicked it, it was partially smothered. Ball falls to the back. Munro, handball across. Oliver may be in trouble. Player dispossessed and in trouble too, the Casey player. Ball right near the line. Webb trying to keep it in. Does, but straight to Garland, who throws it on the boot. Back into the middle of the ground. Deshevsky Beckwith. Good spoil there from Smith. They've still got the numbers here. Working Kennedy for the Scorpions to Ferreira. On the logo, runs into trouble. Has to handball back. Did really well in the end. Mitchie, safe hands across to Munro. Handball over the top and the overlap is too far. Here's Staley for Footscray. They've got him on the turnover here. Nash just holds up in the middle of the ground, the middle of Etihad Stadium. Now he sets sail for half forward. He's kicked for Jong, who's found some free space. Wants to go on, was just held up at the crucial moment. Looking for an option inside. Not too many of them. So Jong, 60 from goal. Kicks a high ball. One for the Flyers. Webb was there. Couldn't take the mark. We're having a handball over his head is White. Lost a handle on it. Minson going nowhere. Brought down in the tackle. Eventually released Kilty. Did well. Got it to Hutchins. Hutchins looking for Mitchie. Mitchie having a handball over his head outside defensive 50. Ball near the line. Good contest. We'll have it thrown in.
Jack Hutchins doing a fantastic job on Mitch Hannon. Hannon hasn't been allowed to jump and fly the ball, which we've seen him do quite regularly throughout the season.
So at half forward for the Dogs. Point the difference. Casey in front. Almost into time on here. Second term. Good stuff, Minson from behind, got it going. Mitchie was there though, got it away to Neil Bullen. Little throw out to Grimes, well played. Sleight of hand, down the line goes Grimes. It's over the head of the initial contest. Brook Smith needs to be strong here. Got a hand from Barry. Ferreira just harassed and harangued until he got the pill. Got it away to Hewlett. Little inboard, no good. Now the Casey come in. Adcock got his man. Strong tackle. There's a whistle. Too high from the man who wasn't officiating against Adcock. Jed, who had 21 tackles in their 1 point win back in round 15, doing it again. Kennedy inside the 50. Oh, Casey, strong stuff from Wiedemann. Got his man out of the contest early and he took the mark unattended. 35 out and he's about 10 in from the boundary line.
Probably a little bit lucky there. Ferreira put a bump on Wiedemann's opponent and got him out of the way, and just fortunately kept his eyes on the ball long enough to allow Wiedemann an uncontested mark.
He has one goal today, 24 for the year. He trots in, and this is a beautiful kick. He kicks the goal for Casey. They extend their lead, his second of the afternoon, and they move to 5-3-33. Footscray 3-8-26, 21 gone, second term. All of that on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
He's becoming a threat up there, isn't he? He's whilst it's only 7 points, it's a reasonable break at the moment because the game is very, very tight. In case you get the next goal, that would put some short-term pressure on the Footscray team.
Yeah, where would they be feeling in the coach's box at the moment?
Yeah, you'd be looking at all your figures. That'd be the first thing you'd be looking at, Pete. How are you going around the stoppages? How your inside 50s are going? I would think at the moment things are still fairly even, so he'd be okay in the box at the moment.
So, bit of a break here for Casey. 21, almost 22 minutes into the second quarter. 33 plays 26. Spencer getting the tap down, but rode beautifully by Webb. Slices his way through the middle of the ground. He clean bowls the initial 3 packs there as it goes inside 50. Hutchins under all sorts of pressure for Casey. Ball eventually released. No one can get clear from this. The umpire should come in and throw it up, and will. Deep into attack here for Footscray. Want to reset the balance pretty quickly here, the Bulldogs. What a weekend they've had. Hello to all of you driving back down the Hume as we speak. Ball thrown back up. Minson working there with Spencer. Kilty getting in the way. Neil Bullen, nice handball out. It ends up with Turlick. Turlick slices through. Did well against 2 Bulldogs players. His kick though dangerous, looking for Hewlett. He's wrapped up in the tackle by Barry. Deshevsky Beckwith coming in to help, as is Turlick. They dive in on top of the footy. It's locked in there. No one can get clear, and the umpire will throw it up.
Turlick did well to get up to that next contest then. His leg speed's important.
So the ball to be tossed up Campbell and Spencer to contest. Spencer got the tap down from the back position. Adcock forced to lay the tackle. And Kennedy coming through. Neil Bullen was dispossessed. We're at the point of the square attacking side here for Footscray, and we'll have another stoppage. At Red Time Sport on Twitter, we want to know where you're listening to us right around the world, around Melbourne, around Australia. Looking forward to hearing from you on Peter Jackson VFL Live through 11:16 SEN.
Here's Dale from the stoppage, got it away to Zhong, loops the handball over the top, Adcock flicked it out to Lynch, took it in the one hand, spun around on the right boot, magnificent finish, and he loved it too. That'll give the Dogs some energy. 4:8:32 to 5:3:33, 24 gone, second term on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
We saw Turlick stuff up a snap down the other end of the ground where I don't think we can describe just how good a kick that was, Fitzy. It's a great very hard skill to snap the ball over that distance, so fantastic finish there from Lynch.
Yeah, and also Lin John's hands, like he's very clean with his hands, but that handball there set up the goal. He's been very, very important for Footscray.
Brad Lynch having a good day on the stat sheet, 12 disposals now.
They're very happy with kicking that goal too, as you can understand. 7th for the season. Ball back in the middle. It's McInerney going to work with Campbell. No one can get clear possession. Well done there by Kobe Stevens. Handballed out to Jong. Just got to find that extra handball. Can't do so. Mitchie providing a nuisance. Ferreira having to wrap up his Bulldogs opponent in the tackle. Did really well. And the ball is held up. And it'll be thrown up at Jed Adcock, having to pick himself up from yet another contest.
Just starting to get their hands on the ball more around a contest to the Bulldogs side.
Lee Brown, premiership player with the Pies, alongside Jared Fitzgerald. Turn winning premierships into a hobby in this Peter Jackson VFL. There's the ball here, getting up towards half forward for the Bulldogs. Another stalemate. We'll have it thrown up.
Importance of structure now, Brownie, around the stoppages and things, and the players get tired. Just can't afford to break down at all.
As the ball slips out, Kennedy just working it back. On the overlap, Oliver kicks up the line up towards half forward. Big pack of players bounce into his feet is Tim Smith of Casey. Well, he went without that. He dropped that foot in the end. Umpire thought against that. Here's Hewlett going on the outside of the boot. Ferreira sitting underneath it for Casey. Oh, good work there underneath from Bailey Dale. At first and second effort, I don't think it was paid in the end. Got it across to Jamison, across the goal face to Declan Hamilton as they look to exit the 50 dangerously. It's been turned over. Coming in is Newton to take the mark. He goes across the ground and finds Colin Garland. Now, is he within range? It looks like he's going back to take the shot. He's turned his back on the goals. That's a fair indication. He'll kick from 52 out. Plenty of goal face to look at.
Within range. Not a noted goal kicker though, right. Colin Garland. We've seen him sneak forward every now and then with Melbourne, and just a scoreboard somewhat haphazardly.
Just the one goal in his 16 games at Peter Jackson VFL level this season.
A very good defender.
Leading he comes. Oh, he's written him off. Lee Brown has written him off. Garland from 55, a high ball. Won't even make the distance. Oh, big fly at the back. It's a Casey mark. Well, he did make the distance, but this could work out okay, I think, in the end. And that's a good pass. I think it's Hewlett who's got it. It is. And he'll take it. He's going to go back over the mark. He wanted to get the ball off quickly. Now, the man on the mark is right next to the goal post, so he's going to be taken right near the boundary line fence.
Well, where this 10-metre rule helps this now, he can move in a long way.
He can, and he does. Wheels around Hewlett, and he's kicked it. Oh, it's a good kick, and he celebrates as well.
See, I think that's a concentration error, Brownie. That, you know, we're talking about structures late in quarters, about players getting tired. That's a bad error on the line there. That ball's got to be able to be hit over.
Yeah, it's got to be killed. It's got to be punched across the line and or out of bounds. So, one structure, but also the leadership and the ability for your leaders to talk and be vocal out on the ground becomes super important.
6-3-39 Casey. Footscray 4-8-32. 27 minutes gone in the second quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard. Anything happening on the boundary? Mark Stone and Glenn Hill?
No, not at the moment, Pete. Just plenty of rotations down here. And interesting what, and I'll let Kelly was going to bring this up too. Just something about the Footscray interchange. I'll let him tell you the story.
So Jong from the clearance couldn't take it away. That was good stuff from Nash. Back to Minson to Lynch by hand. Now Dalglish left foot. Can he enter with some meaning? He gets around a tackle, gets to 49, swings it across the face. One behind. from the Dogs, 4.9.33 to Casey 6.3.39, 28 gone, second terms. Hilly, tell us.
Yeah, just to elaborate on Stoney there, just with the Dogs when they're coming off the ground, they seem to have little hand signals. They don't speak to each other as they rotate, but they come off with little hand signals, one finger, four fingers down, fists, etc. So they've got an internal communication thing working on the boundary line, and I'm not sure what it is just yet, but we'll try and get to the bottom of it.
We'll get our coaches onto it. Thank you, Glenn Hill. Sterling job on the boundary line all season for us on Peter Jackson VFL Live. As a stalemate here at half forward for Footscray. Gents?
It'll be just the position that they're coming from playing. So they'd rotate out on the field, whether it be forward to a midfielder. So when they come off the field, the opponent or their teammate going on needs to know what role he needs to fill.
Turlick here for Casey. They're just mucking around with it at the moment. Got to be clean. Kennedy at the bottom of the pack. Eventually the clearing kick heading up towards half forward here for the Scorpions. But in Bulldog numbers, Hamilton gets through some heavy traffic before being dragged down. It's holding the footy. Great tackling pressure again from the Scorpions.
Chance of a late goal, Casey.
Tim Smith kicking a long high ball deep inside the 50. Russell comes out to take the mark against Hewlett. He goes across the face, looking here for Stevens. Stevens kicks up towards defensive 50. Dangerous ball. It's been turned over again. Dalglish out positioned by Newton. Newton wheels around, 55 from goal, gives it absolutely everything as they got the trip. It goes all the way to the goal line. It's going to be a defensive mark. Last line of defence, I think it's Barry down there that's got it for Footscray. 39 plays 33. Casey leading Footscray. 29.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
And it's the old stager, Russell, who drives it outside the 50. Jong's on out the back. He can have a bounce. He's got space in front of him. Oh, the timekeeper with no sense of theatre at all. And again, Jong's involved here. McInerney's gone to him. Dunn's actually walking McInerney away. Sense will prevail.
Get out of the way, Grasshopper. Not going to do it now.
Half-time at Etihad Stadium. Casey 6.3.39, Footscray 4.9.33.
Oh, it's still a little bit
scoreboard.
A little bit going on. I think Will Minson wasn't liking that sort of attention for his teammates. And the umpire's getting in and forming a wall, basically. They're trying to separate them out. It's still going. Still a few little spot fires, and Will Minson in the heart of it as well. He's had enough. They walk away. Lyndon Dunn just a little bit edgy down there.
He's reluctantly walking away, Peter, isn't he?
Adcock's on his own. He's in amongst 12 of them. He just looks like he's having a friendly chat with Tringo.
Yeah, and now he eventually gets out of the way too. The goal kickers to half-time. Oh, it's a good game of footy, this one, for Casey. 2 goals to Tim Smith and Sam Wiedemann, and singles to Hewlett and White. And for Footscray, all singles, Dale, Lynch, Nash and Long. 6.3.39 plays 4.9.33 as the teams go off in their separate directions. It's Casey leading Footscray. A break. We'll get all the best analysis from the back row. Adam Sarakoglu's doing stats. Jared Fitzgerald. We've also got Lee Brown in the back row as well. Plenty to look forward to. Half-time here. 39 plays 33. Casey leading. This is the 2016 Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final. Back here at Etihad Stadium, 6.3.39 plays 4.9.33. The Scorpions leading Footscray. Players getting back into position for the second half. And hello to Richie, listening while riding the bike along the Marby River. Keep up the great call. Thank you, Richie. We will at Red Time Sport today. Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds calling the action. We've got Premiership player Lee Brown in the back row, alongside 3-time Premiership coach in this competition, Jared Fitzgerald. Adam Sarakoglu on the stats. Glenn Hill on the boundary line alongside Mark Stone as the bench players make their way off the grounds. It's 6.3.39. Playing 4.9.33. Casey leading Footscray on the Winston with a Y scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au. Big second half coming up. Umpire holds the ball aloft, waiting on the siren. He might have to put it down in a sec. He's holding it up. He's waiting. He's waiting. We're all waiting too. He's going to get a sore arm doing that. At Red Time Sport, if you want to get in touch with us wherever you're listening around the place. He's taking the ball down.
At least he doesn't have to wait for the crowd to get off the ground this week.
That's true.
Both teams starting with one spare behind the ball. Brownie? Again, who would you want spare? How would you want to use that player? It's a real issue.
Take 32. Here we go. 6:3:39 Casey. Footscray 4:9:33. Here's Michael Leeds on Peter Jackson VFL Live through 11:16 SEN.
And after all that wait, we're going to have to throw it up. You've got to feel for the umpire. He's going to get another chance to toss it up here, and we will be underway for real.
3 false starts.
Spencer down. Oh, Mitchie had it and lost it, but Oliver just ripped it off him. His own friendly fire. Jones got it going towards the wing, but it comes to Dale. He stole the footy. He had a bounce. He drives a long ball. He wants a mark from Campbell. It might beat the contest. Campbell's strong. He held it up initially, but Dunn did very well and worked it towards the line. And it's a behind rushed for Footscray. Another one. They lead 6:3:39. KZ to Footscray 4:10:34.
Dunn goes short to the pocket for Smith. Casey looking to exit the 50 now. Smith goes long, looking for Mitchie. Oh, good fist coming in from Rourke Smith, putting the Bulldogs back inside 50, but Oliver's there. 360 the tackle, release it, but straight to Webb, who puts a high ball up, right up to the teeth of goal. And trying to track it there is White. He's just bumped off the footy by Campbell over the boundary line, and we'll have it thrown in about 10 metres around from the Bulldogs behind post.
So again, Lee, dominating the inside 50s, but it's just got to convert on the board, haven't they?
A minute into the third quarter. Ball tossed back in, deep into attack for the Bulldogs. Spencer and Minson wrestling. Grimes just hacks it outside the 50. Into the path here of Turlick, goes past him. The boundary line wins out, and we'll have it thrown in.
Oliver started this third quarter really well. Got his hands on the ball at a couple of stoppages already, and he's leading the possession count.
He's up to 19.
Toss back in. Minson getting the front position. Adcock dragged down the tackle by Spencer. The umpire said maybe a little bit of holding going on. So do we get Adcock to take it? And he's too far out to score. In two minds, decides to go wide for Lin Jong, who is also too far out to score. He's 65 from goal and nearer the boundary line. So Jong will just put it up to the path there of Campbell, who has 2 against him. Ball falls to the back. It's over the boundary line. We will have it thrown in. 6:3:39 Casey, 4:10:34 Footscray.
So, can the Dogs make the most of it? Toss back in. Dangerous spot for Casey to defend. Minson taps it out the back. Who's going to get first hands? It's Carland, who goes with a high ball. Won't get outside the 50. Knocked out the back. Jong's first there. Now he gets through a bit of traffic. Little looping ball over the top. Finds Williams. He can go quickly. Sold some candy. Got himself to 47 and drove it home. Magnificent start for the Dogs. They move to 5:10:40. Casey 6:3:39. 3 gone, third term. That's all on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Another good decision from Lin Jong there to switch the play across the top of the 50. Repeat entries from the Bulldogs. Fitzy's touched on it, but the ability to actually hit the scoreboard and score a goal there is really, really important. 5 goals, 10, not ideal, but they're starting to create some momentum at the start of this third quarter.
Yeah, Lin John's decision making was very good. Wasn't a good goal assist. That might be. We're trying to look through the stats now, but we think it's at least 2 for Lin John in goal assists. I think his handball and his decision making has been very, very influential. Dogs would be happy with what they're seeing.
And they're back in front by a point. Back in the middle, Minson getting the tap down. Webb back to Jong, who kicks across the ground. This is the path of Kobe Simmons and Mitch Honeychurch. Honeychurch arrives first, gets around Garland, handballs to Stevens, who was running. He handballs over the top to Declan Hamilton, runs into Lyndon Dunn, puts the handball in front of him. Trying to pick it up there is Tringove. He's wrapped up in the Adcock tackle. Tackled over the boundary line, and we'll have it thrown in.
People who are at the game there, Peter and Leedsy, would really admire the ability then, or the decision making of Lyndon Dunn to press up.
So the ball to be tossed in. There's Spencer and Minson fell to their feet. It's Grimes who picked it up, working around the body, out of bounds on the full. There's Mitch Honeychurch and Lockie Dalgleish converge, and it'll be Dalgleish to take it, who wants to drop the ball in short to guess who? Honeychurch. That worked out well in the end. I think everyone got something out of that. She's too far out to score, you would think, so Mitch is just going to go across the ground looking for Bailey Williams. As he goes inside the 50, a poking ball. Campbell takes the mark. And Spencer not happy with himself. He let that one fall to the back, and Campbell gobbled up the mark. He'll be on the angle, but plenty of goal face to look at, and he'll kick from 20 outs.
Just need a better effort from the third defender in there, who had an airy swipe it when he's trying to spoil the ball, but also Spencer just needs to be a bit close to his opponent. We mentioned these tools need to start to get their hands on the ball. It's starting to happen now. 7
goals this season for Tom Campbell, make that 8. As the Bulldogs start to flex their muscle in this third quarter. It's 6-10-46, playing 6-3-39, 5.5 gone in this third quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard. Glenn Hill, let's go down to you on the boundary.
They'd be very pleased with the start of this quarter, getting the 2 goals on the scoreboard within 5.5 minutes and really giving themselves a real platform.
As Lin Jong goes to the bench.
Dominating the inside 50s and now beginning to win the ball by marking the ball inside 50. Pretty important phase of the game, Brownie.
Very important.
What's interesting though, clearances are still pretty much break even, only 1 more for Footscray, 24-23.
Wherever you are, from Goulburn to Vanilla, it's a little bit early to get excited, but they're right in it. And now a wonderful tackle from behind from Adcock. Not paid holding the footy. Campbell at ground level. Got the handball away. Greenwood tried to get it out of the clearance, but Mitchie stole it. He drives it inside the 50. Going back, Smith couldn't take the mark. Wiedemann's picked up in a wonderful tackle. Good stuff, Russell. And they'll toss it up directly in front. 48 out from Casey's goal. 6.5 gone, third term. No real winner in the ruck. Comes to ground level. Nash likes it there. Got it away to Honeychurch, who clears the space. Hayes has got to go to work on goal, and he's got Hannon for support. And Mitch just tucks it under the arm and bolts. He kicks inside the 50. It might sit for Long, who's very, very fast. He taps it to himself. Deep in the pocket. Casey desperate. They knock it over, and it'll be a rush behind. 47-39. 7 gone, third term. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Yeah, quick kick out. Hutchins takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50 here for Casey. 7 gone. There's the kick, goes up the line. Trying to find the tall target in Spencer. He couldn't take the mark. Going without it was Oliver. Spencer back in there again. He's just bobbling around. Greenwood providing a nuisance value. He puts the tackle now on Grimes. Held up. Umpire will throw it up. Right in front of our broadcast position here. Medallion Club side of Etihad Stadium. 47 plays 39, Footscray leading, ball tossed back up, Campbell front position, but Spencer got over the top of him. Neil Bullen dragged to ground. Greenwood quick kick up towards 50 here, puts it in the path of Tashevsky-Beckwith, who gets a handball out to Webb. Quick handball, Hayes working across Tashevsky-Beckwith again across the face of goal. They're inside 50 here, working without it was Lyndon Dunn. Hannon got there. Here's another chance. Steady ball from Williams off the side of the boot. It's 1 behind. Another behind for the Bulldogs. 6-12-48. Play 6-3-39. 8 minutes in the third quarter. A lot of shaky impairs from Jared Fitzgerald and Lee Brown in special comments there.
Plus 7 inside 50s this quarter, the Dogs.
Bailey Dale's not a frightening man by any stretch of the imagination, but the look he would have given Williams on that occasion when he should have handballed to Bailey Dale would have been frightening. And
normally the forward handball is a Dog style, isn't it, Brent?
It is.
Especially after the win from Hannon against Dunn. Yep, muscled and giving away a few centimetres in all of that is Mitch. Here's Spencer in the ruck contest, knocked it down. Oliver, wonderful from the contest, got it away to Kennedy. He goes to centre wing. If this gets out the back, there's trouble. Hewlett, he did well, did Dalglish, make sure it didn't. And he just relieves and finds Williams, who goes on his left boot. Little testy, but that's okay for Greenwood. He's got Dale running for him on the outer wing. Now he gets around his man and wants to play through the middle. Dangerous, turnovers on. Here come Casey. Trengove, little rush kick. Tumbling ball inside the 50, comes out the back Jones. Now he wants to settle things down, and he does. And he finds the skipper Hutchins at half forward. He goes around the corner. Hewlett can take it on the 50 in front of Rourke Smith. Wants to play on quickly. Goes inboard and finds Oliver, who takes the mark 50 metres out on a slight angle.
Just flat-footed through the middle of the ground there. Webb needed to come at that ball because he held back. It actually allowed the Scorpions to pounce on the ball and create that turnover, and they're so important in today's footy that then you can go forward and really take advantage.
The only man on the ground that has 20 disposals as we speak, Clayton Oliver.
What a player he's been for the Scorpions. For his third goal of the year from 52. He's given it everything. It's right to the line. Campbell knocks it out the back and it tumbles over. I'll toss it in.
Stoney, we might go down to you on the boundary. Ben Newton coming in front of you.
Yeah, just was holding his pectoral left-hand side, and doctor just checked him. Seems okay, so I'll just keep an eye on that one.
So deep in the 50, Casey trying to get one on the board. Munro came through. Oh, he was clashed into by Nash. Good stuff. Honeychurch picked up the loose ball and got it away to Stevens. He goes down the line. Dodgy ball for Krzyzewski. Beckwith. Well played, Kilty. Got it away to Tringove. He's well tackled. Ball spills for Jones. Left foot kick inside the 50. Campbell's got to fly for the Dogs, and he does. Oh, he's doing it both ends, the big fella.
He kicks across the ground and finds Stevens. Still haven't exited the 50. Near the boundary line on the Medallion Club sides. Bulldogs looking to clear the area. Stevens' kick is smothered. It falls short to Honeychurch. He's on the paint of 50. Defensive 50, that is. He's wrapped up in the tackle. But an excellent smother on the mark. And Tim Smith, the player, did a great job. Makes it a neutral contest. Half forward for the Scorpions. McInerney getting the tap down. Trying to clear the area. Again, it's out of bounds on the full. Oh, kick there from Jones. He was pushed off it at the crucial moment.
Look, touch from our angle on the boundary line, boys.
It's Glenn Hill there with Mark Stone. If they said it, it must be happening. Now, Kobe Stevens. This time he gets a bit of purchase on the ball. Campbell flew, but it falls to the front. Kennedy going inside 50 for the Scorpions. And again, another ball cut off. Defensive mark. Lockie Dalgleish takes it. And Footscray stop another Casey attack.
Oh, it's a short little ball that works, and Russell takes it. Still in his defensive 50. He wants to loop this one over the top, and they can just hold on to the footy. Lynch, the left foot kick is okay. And Nash has it, still in his defensive 50. So Williams is working for him, but Ferreira's got him tied up, so a little ball is effective to Greenwood. He takes the mark 55 out from his defensive goal line. 48-39. Greenwood gets a Shepherd on the man on the mark so he can kick down the line. Now it's all Casey in the air, and it's Kilty, who's just started to get his hands in and around the footy. He has it on centre wing, going to chip this one down the line. That's okay. Finds Munro, plays on quickly to Newton, who's back on the ground, and switching back to Munro, who's coming across the ground. Here's a big ball to be won. Jones, 1, 2, couldn't take it. Dogs are off to the races. Chong picks up the loose ball and sets it for Long, who's got time and space in front of him. He has one bounce. He can kick from the top of the square, and that's a big goal for the Dogs. His second of the afternoon. Casey stuck on 6-3-39. Footscray 7-12-54. 13 gone, third term on the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Then John with the goal assist. Read the play really well, and the important thing was that he needed to get a hand on the ball, cause the turnover. Classic Bulldog style, then player gets out forward of the play. They trust the kick to space, knowing that one of their teammates will run onto the ball. Is exactly what happened.
Casey a plus 14 for the game disposal wise, plus 8 for marks, and yet the tackle count is plus 20 for Footscray. They're working harder with less of the ball.
Hello to Lee and the boys on the way back from Spotless, tuning into the call at Red Time Sport if you want to get in touch with us. I think Alaska, Tuscany, Tel Aviv, they're all there. Bulldogs here as well. Webb across to Stevens, works it across the body now, inside 50 from Hayes to Jeffkey Beckwith. He caught one from Hutchins and he was trying to mark the ball. Oh, and a bit of push and jump too. Linda Dunn getting involved with Long. Oh, they're getting involved from all directions now. It's 50 metres, players down all over the place, and a fight. We've got it all here. And they're trying to drag themselves away. The 50-metre penalty is being given. Meanwhile, Andrew Krzyzewski Beckwith will have to wait to kick the goal because he wants to get back involved with the fight, which is subsequently cleaned up around him. Well, he's going to be left disappointed. Lyndon Dunn getting a stern talking to from the umpire, and fair enough as well. They've had another one, the Bulldogs. 8-12-60 to 6-3-39. 14 gone, third quarter. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Significant break in the game now. Why? Quality of the ball use. We've said all along just the efficiency of the Dogs. Also, we've called the stats about their ability to win the ball one-on-one. And I think also just the weight of numbers with the ball in their forward half of the ground, their forward 50.
And Young Long, 23rd player, he looks at home out there. He gave Hutchins one to go on with. Fantastic play from the young fella.
He'll get another chance here. Oh, was Hannon taken without the footy? Hutchins goes back with the fight. Long tried to hack it out of the air. It didn't work. The Dogs still a chance deep in the forward pocket. Tashevsky Beckwith goes to work. He's trying to lock it in. It doesn't come out, and the umpire says, "Give it to me, gentlemen. I'll toss it up."
Stevens, Webb, Jong, they're all starting to get their hands on the footy now through that midfield, and the ruck dominance from the Bulldogs is really starting to take hold.
Minson through the hands there of his teammate at ground level. Zhong has the footy, is taken over by Mitchie. Ooh. Make sure you're on cruise control as you're coming down the highway, Dogs fans. We don't want you getting any speeding tickets as things amp up here at Etihad. Another chance. Minson against McInerney. No real winner. Came to Stevens. Well tackled. Got it away to Hamilton. Threw it out. Okay. Jones picks up the loose ball for Casey. Hannon came to close the space but couldn't. Came away to Hutchins. He drives a long ball to the wing. Scott goes to work on Russell, but Russell takes the mark.
Yeah, he takes a strong mark too. They're winning the contest in the middle of the ground. The kick across the ground looking for Jong. Takes the mark uncontested. He's 55 from goal. He kicks across the ground too, looking for Jamison, who takes the mark. And Jamison shared the goal-kicking award for the Bulldogs leading into this game with 19 goals. He shared it with Bailey Dale, and if he gets this, he'll level things back up again. But again, Lin Jong, another assist. We're getting tired of saying it.
We think he's had 4 possessions this quarter, and he's been influential.
As Nick Jamison steps in, will kick from the 50, tries to give it everything. Doesn't hit it all that well. It's out of bounds on the full. 8-12-60, plays 6-3-39, 16 and a half, almost 17 minutes gone in the third quarter on the Winston with the Y scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au.
John's also leading inside 50s for the Bulldogs with 4 alongside Kobe Stevens, also 4 for the Dogs.
Brownie, as coaches, we like the way some players then know their range, know their distance, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And that certainly wasn't his distance.
No.
From the kick back in, it's the Dogs who win the day again. Jamison tucked up against the line. Centres this one. They're going to fly. Greenwood couldn't take it. He kept his feet. But it's the Scorps who bounce up. Hutchins got away from Minson, but then Minson closed down the handball. It's not free ball here deep in the pocket. Well played. Jones got it away, but now he's going to cough it up. They've set up nicely. Russell takes the mark. He steers it inboard, and Stevens takes the mark. And he does have some powerful legs. He's going to play on quickly. Gets to 52. Oh, he didn't think about it. Pereira was there to close it down. He smothered the footy. Dogs still have it. Handball looping over the top. They can't let it out the back. Well played. Barry was well set up. He goes through the middle and finds Stevens around the corner. Dodgy bouncing ball, but plenty of time for Dalglish to just take his time. He sets this nicely. Rourke Smith takes it on the burst. Still at centre wing, he's got Greenwood presenting. He ignores that. He wants the big fella. Minson has given him something. He ignored it initially because he saw a little option. That was Hamilton, who got a round done. He goes inside the 50. Campbell, the target. 1-2 mark. Oh, something from nothing for Big Tom in front of McInerney. And he'll take the kick from 51 out on a 45-degree angle.
Has McInerney got a case here for touching that ball?
It did appear that way from boundary side, Pete. It did look like he had first touch on that, and Tom Campbell claimed the mark.
I'll always pay those. It's got to be a clear touch, hasn't it?
Look clear from here.
Good enough from here.
So Campbell from right on the plane, out of bounds in the full. Not by a little bit, but by a lot.
And like the amateur golfer leads, he steps up to the par 4 and thinks he can drive the green. Stick within your range. Just put it to the top of the square. Do the team thing.
Vice Premiership player Lee Brown clearly watching Leedsy playing golf. As we wait for this ball to come in. So the Scorps under all sorts of pressure as the kick goes outside the 50. Staley tried to fly, it fell to the back fortuitously.
Clever kick.
As Barry putting it back inside 50. Declan Hamilton may have copped one there. Kilty did well to Grimes. Back to Kilty. He's going to be wrapped up by 2 Bulldogs players. Brought to ground. The umpire says holding the footy. That's Bulldogs pressure right there. Now, who's going to get the free kick? Because there were 2 of them who I think with the photo finish arrived at the same time. It's going to be Mitch Honeychurch with the free kick. He's going to be on the tightish angle. and he'll be kicking from 45 metres out, and he kicks across the ground. That's loose checking by the Scorpions. Lin Jong has it. Slightly better angle, bit further out, 52 metres out.
Lin Jong,
here he goes.
More likely to kick the distance.
Well, let's see here, Hilly, as he kicks towards the top of the goal square. Oh, they've got another mark. Loose checking, and Tom Campbell has it pretty much top of the goal square.
That's what needs to happen here, guys, after he finishes and kicks his goal.
Let's see, he steps in, kick, goal. He's got another one. He's 2 for today, 2 in this quarter. They've kicked clear now, Footscray, 9-12-66, play 6-3-39, 20 and a half gone in the third quarter on the Winston with a Y scoreboard, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans, winston.com.au.
What you want now, Fitzy, is your leaders to stand up. So for Casey, Wens, Grimes, Trengove, Dunn, Matty Jones, Viv Mitchie, these guys stand up and actually have their stamp on the game. Colin Garland, Lyndon Dunn down back. Someone needs to stand up now and take control. Otherwise, this game's going to get blown out of any contention for them to come back.
3 out of the 7 boys who were here in 2014, been very instrumental. Russell, Jong, Honeychurch, Campbell now with the goals. It's Casey who needs to answer. Kennedy came through, couldn't take the footy. Jong, little tumbling ball. Everything's working for the Dogs. Now it's Stevens who steers it into the path of Campbell, who's on the burst. He's 55 from home. He kicks to the lead of Hudden, and he takes the mark. 45 out directly in front.
What do you do now if you're the Casey Scorpions, Jared Fitzgerald?
The first thing you try and do is have a look at who's around the ball for you at the moment. You'd get your best players in around the ball, because you would suspect, and we're looking at our stats, that the problem is at the source. I think the Dogs are winning some really good ball at the stoppages.
And Hannon needs to finish, and he does. Oh, they're off and running, these Dogs now. That leash isn't broken, but it's tethering. 10-12-72 to 6-3-39, 22 gone, third term. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Lee Brown, where are you throwing the magnets now for Casey?
You need to get their hands on the ball. It doesn't matter where you throw the magnets now. They need to get their hands on the football. They need to take control and slow the game down. So for me, Liam Nash has been one in the middle, along with the ruckman, who have really set the scene physically. Now the ability for Oliver, Neil Bullen, Matty Jones to get their hands on the ball in the middle is going to be crucial.
Inside 50s were +8 for the Footscray Football Club at half time. It's now +19.
They are smashing them at the moment. They've dropped the marker. Minson getting the tap down, trying to work his way through was Nash. Now Minson again, just dribbling a ball forward. Plenty of numbers to Shevsky-Beckwith, written into the turf, going nowhere. And the umpire will throw the ball up. A little bit of push and shove again in there as well.
The other thing that's happened in the last 10 minutes is we saw Luke Beveridge up on the big screen. Tom Campbell just said, here's my resume, just in case you need it next week.
Yeah, by the way, there might be a few people going a rat-a-tat-tat on Luke Beveridge's door from this game. Here's one, Lin Jong kicking inside the 50. Hannon going to work with Hutchins. Hutchins gets there first, paddled in front of him, and still paddling. He still needs to. Got the little tap over the top, didn't quite hit the target of Jones. Interesting ball to be won here. No one can get clean possession. Greenwood, Stevens now for Footscray. They've got some numbers. There's a kick going up towards the hot spot. There's a free kick. It'll go to Shevsky-Beckwith for too high. Ricky Glenhill on the boundary line alongside Mark Stone. So Shevsky-Beckwith just got to get on with it. He kicks inside the 50. Oh, beats the pack, falls to ground. Now they've got some players. Jamison working it back. He's kicked it. The floodgates are starting to open now. Bit of push and shove too inside 50 for Footscray, but they have a clear break now. 24 goals third quarter, 11-12, 78, playing 6-3-39. Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Spoke earlier in the quarter of the fact that Casey were leading the disposal count. That's now been blown out of the water. It is +14 as we speak for Footscray. They've also taken 60 marks to 53. Casey leading both of those stats about 15 minutes ago, game time wise.
Start of the game, we also said about the emotion factor. This is now the genuine emotion that's just gripping the whole city and the whole state in regard to where the Bulldogs are going.
I'm on board, Fitzy.
You're driving the bus.
Here they go again. They couldn't get clean enough hands. Neil Bullen, strong stuff, but he coughed up the footy. Dalgleish was in the right place at the right time. He found Dale at centre wing, got around his man, goes inside the 50. Campbell couldn't take the mark. Good stuff done. Won the footy. Got the handball away to Jones, who gets it back to White. He flicks it out the back to Oliver. Outside the 50 go the Scorpions, but it's the Dogs through Dale who take the mark. He's 85 from home. Wow, there's a man out the back. That's where he heads. Zhong and Campbell. Zhong flew, couldn't take it. It hit the deck. Hadcock to do the defensive work. Hamilton got his hands on it. Little kick to Dashevsky. Beckwith from 25 out. Missed. Oh, they're allowed one mistake. And there it is. 11-14's 80 to Casey 6-3, 39, 26 gone third term.
I think it's 79 playing 39 as the kick goes out. Turley got to take the mark. He's under pressure. Coming over the top was Williams. There's Footscray setting a record for the amount of Baileys in a team. Mark is at 2. Catch them if you can. 79 plays 39. Winston with the wire scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au. Ball thrown back in. Casey on the rack now. Here's Webb. He went without the footy. Turlick maybe got a little high on his opponent. Another stalemate. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up at Red Time Sport on Twitter. Where are you listening to us? Whether you're a Bulldogs fan, a Casey fan or a neutral, we've been all over the world. We want a few more before the end of the game. 26 minutes gone in the third quarter. Greenwood spins out of trouble. Hands off to Adcock, who puts it out of bounds on the full. It's a free kick going Casey's way. Glenn Hill, Mark Stone, any news from the boundary?
Nothing highly to report in terms of injuries, but certainly the emotion that we talked about just a little earlier, you can feel it on the sidelines. The Bulldogs fans have come out in force today, and at the moment they look like they'll have something very large to celebrate. There's
Grimes in half-back, kicks up, looking for Wiedemann. Got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. There's Williams again, getting the handball off. A chain of handballs here. Nash too far for Honeychurch. Can he keep it in? No. In fact, Grimes will see it over. We'll have it thrown in half forward for Footscray. 79 plays 39. 27 gone in this third quarter. Winston with the wide scoreboard.
Good snapshot there, right there, of how the Dogs are taught to play football. Just trust the quick hands, trust the quick movement.
How good has Nash been? Brownie mentioned him earlier. He's in amongst it again. Hamilton couldn't quite go with the footy. Good stuff from Jones, who's really not gone away while the Dogs have had this period of dominance.
Just remember, we can't do any votes because our men in the back row, another year, voting on the middle.
12 touches, 6 tackles for Nash.
So Campbell, Webb, inside the 50, sitting underneath it, Hayes. He's got a few big blokes to contend with there. It's built to ground, Jamison. Around the corner he goes. Nash has got to go to work. Fists it towards the line. Dogs still a chance. They're working 10 out. Scorps went without the footy. Chance for Joel Smith to make up for it. He did. Got the handball away to Garland. He heads to the outer side. They need a mark from Tringove, but Rourke Smith over the top. He's not letting that happen, and they'll toss it in. Half forward for the Dogs, 28 gone in this third term, 79 to 39. Winston with the wire scoreboard.
Turlick hasn't done much today. I'm looking at Alex Neil-Bullen. How many disposals for Neil-Bullen today, Adam? Barely sighted him in this match.
He's got 13.
There's the kick out here up towards centre wing. Neutral contest. Just needs someone to be a game breaker. Russell, it is for Footscray to Rourke Smith, who kicks out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will go the way of Mitch White for the Scorpions at half back. They've just been blitzed in this third quarter. The kick back to Lyndon Dunn, who's having to face some very unhappy Bulldogs fans. He trots along, runs out of room, and then kicks right across the 50, trying to go laterally. Again, got teammates in trouble. Garland twisting, turning, now going the outside of the boot up to centre wing, up towards the logo. The two Bulldogs are there. They're going to retrieve the footy nicely. Little handball back is nice. Dalgleish picks it up. He received it there from Williams. Adcock just again handballing backwards. They're going to go backwards again. Anthony Barry back inside defensive 50 to Staley, who's playing the quarterback role. He kicks outside the 50 to the other side of the ground, the outer side. Bailey Dale was taken high. He's going to get a free kick on that outer side. Now Declan Hamilton's a short option inboard. He finds him now. And looking to get the kick across the ground, finds Dalglish. They switch back to the Broadcastle Medallion Club side. Squaring ball is good. They're patient here, the Bulldogs. There's Honeychurch, 29.5 minutes gone. 79 plays 39. Honeychurch called to play on into Mines. Just decides to go with the handball that doesn't quite find its target. It was supposed to be for Hamilton. He coughed it up. It ends up with Garland for the Scorpions, who kicks around the body. Does well, finds Newton back on the ground. It's looking a little proppy earlier on the quarter. He's get up the line. Logo Ferreira. Did he push his opponent out of the way? He was streaming into an open goal. He turned the footy over and Barry to take the free kick for the Bulldogs.
When it rains, it pours. Even at Etihad, where there isn't any. The Dogs through Russell. Little one over the top. He finds his man where he wants to break away and does. The centre half forward. Look at the space afforded to Hannon. Handball across to Adcock. Oh, it's Jamison who runs to 48 and he puts another one in the book. His second. Dogs fans rejoice across Etihad Stadium. They're enjoying their afternoon now. 12-13, 85 to 6-3, 39, 30 and a half gone. Third term on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Lynn John having a spell there. He's a fantastic quarter, Brownie, hasn't he? Massive influence on the game.
Been great. And also Jamison, he's had a good quarter too. He's had a few shots on goal. A nice finish there. He's starting to get a bit of an influence as well.
Lockie Dalglish off a wing's been good this quarter as well.
Except 15, Jamison. I tell you, that last goal, it's looking like a training drill at the moment. Every single major stat is now in Footscray's favour.
Glenn Hill on the boundary line. You're looking after Footscray today.
Oh, you can feel it on the boundary line. Casey look like they've put the cue in the rack and they're not going as hard as what Footscray are, and the score is on the board.
Oliver receives from Grimes, back to Oliver as they work the ball up towards half forward here. No one can get a good run at it from the Scorpion side. As it was Wiedemann going without it being barely sighted. The ball hasn't gotten down there. Barry picking up for the Bulldogs. They've got some run again. Kobe Stevens, a spearing ball, did really well. Found Lucas Webb, who goes across the ground to Rourke Smith, who's got to take his time to pick up the footy. Ducks into the tackle, loses the handle on it. They're retreating ground here, the Bulldogs, right in the middle of Etihad Stadium. Staley held up, and the umpire will come in and throw it up. Hello to Annie listening at Red Time Sport. That's where you can find us today in Hobart. Beautiful part of the world. Ball tossed back up. There's Hayes. Handball out. There's your three-quarter time siren. Bulldogs fans, you're loving life at the moment. It continues on here in the Peter Jackson legendary grand final. Because what a quarter from Footscray. They've blown this contest out of the water. 12-13, 85, leading Casey 6-3, 39. And that margin blowing out significantly in that quarter. The goal kickers to three-quarter time. 2 goals to Campbell, Jamison and Long, and singles to Bailey Dale, Bailey Williams, Brad Lynch, Andrew Krzyzewski-Beckwith, Liam Nash and Mitch Hannon. And for Casey, who were kept scoreless. I repeat, scoreless in that third quarter. 2 goals to Tim Smith and Sam Wiedemann, and singles to Liam Hewlett and Mitch White. That all on the Winston with the Wire scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals. For footy fans, winston.com.au. We'll take a break. We've got Mark Stone and Glenn Hill listening in the huddles. Jared Fitzgerald and Lee Brown will give us all of their expert analysis. We'll have Adam Saracoglu giving us the stats as well. And we'll get into the final quarter action. A handy advantage for Footscray. 85 plays 39. This is the 2016 Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final. 85 Footscray blowing this one out of the water. Casey scoreless in the third quarter. 6-3, 39. Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds calling the action. Premiership player with the Pies, Lee Brown, and 3-time Premiership coach of this competition, Jared Fitzgerald, giving us the insight in the back row. Adam Saracoglu on stats. We'll get to him in a moment. But let's go to the boundary. Glenn Hill and Mark Stone. Hilly, you first. What's happening in the Footscray huddle?
Ash Hansen couldn't be happier, but he is not going to release any pressure on this game. He wants more pressure. He wants the boys to finish this game right off. They'll stay focused, there's no doubt about that, and look the clear favourites to take this one out.
Justin Plapp said, boys, all year you've played very inspired football. He's going to try and change things. He went to his leaders and go, you need to give me something because you've been disappointing today. But certainly he said, just take it on, change the games, change the lanes, change the angles. He's going to take everything to the wire this game.
Thank That's Mark Stone and Glenn Hill on the boundary line. Some quick numbers from you, Adam Sarakoglu.
Give us some individual numbers for the Bulldogs. 24 disposals for Kobe Stevens. Jong up to 23. Russell has 18 alongside Lucas Webb. Clayton Oliver still leading on the grounds with 27. Grimes has 21. Matt Jones has 20.
Gentlemen, can anyone see Casey getting back into this one?
No, it'll be more whether it's just a continued dominance of the Footscray. I would have thought. I think Casey will do well to even try and break even now.
Some huge team numbers that Fitzy you've got.
Yeah.
We'll go through some of those in a moment.
Okay.
Lee Brown?
No, I think Footscray got this now. But for the Casey team, similar to what they were talking about down on the boundary with Stoney, they need to change lanes. They need to switch the ball. They need to take some risk now through the corridor and take the game on. It's all or nothing. High risk, high reward.
That quarter, Brownie, for example, Casey had 23 marks, but they allowed Footscray to take 37. That is a huge number of marks for a quarter. 25 is about average.
They'll set up very well behind the ball, the Footscray team. Their structure was excellent. Then when all hell broke loose, Casey's structure fell away, so it's up to the leaders to get that back in order.
The final quarter of the 2016 Peter Jackson VFL season about to get underway. Footscray 12-13-85, Casey 6-3-39. Here's Michael Leeds on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Oliver with first hands on it, taps it to himself and then gets through some traffic. Left foot kick inside the 50. Out the back of the contest, Rourke Smith's first there. He taps it on. Tim Smith comes in to just kick it towards the line. Staley's there. Turlick as well, but it's Tim Smith who comes up with it. Gets it to Jones. He goes inside the 50 and Webb stands tall.
Very well protected, wasn't he? Called back in and well protected.
So Webb, who was an emergency for the senior side, has not made his best effort there with his left boot, and the marker's taken by White for Casey. Left foot kick inside the 50. He wants Wiedemann to fly, but at the back, Russell. What a day he's had. What a year he's had. What a career he's had.
It's been a great recruit for them, hasn't he? One of their foundation recruits.
Certainly has. He kicks outside the 50, looks for Staley and finds him. Half back.
He's had a good influence, Dales.
He certainly has. As he kicks up the line. Campbell going to be outnumbered, done with the fist, but it fell to Adcock, who got it away to Long. True centre wing position, takes a bounce, forced to retreat back, not sure which way he's going. In ever diminishing circles, he goes to Declan Hamilton, who runs that ball over the line, and that is intentionally done. You can't disguise that one, unfortunately. So a free kick going the way of the Scorpions, who didn't score in the third quarter. As the kick goes up towards half forward, Smith with the front position. The fist coming in from Dalgleish over the boundary line, and we will have it thrown in. 12-13-85, play 6-3-39, 2 minutes gone, final quarter. Winston with a Y scoreboard, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au.
2 minutes gone, final turn. But fair to say the Scorps need a little miracle here. They're battling hard at half forward. The Dogs crash in. There's no clean possession. Eventually there's a little toe poke out of the pack. Hamilton couldn't hold on to it. Oliver got it out to Jones. Russell tried to get a hold of him, and then Nash did get a hold of Oliver. Ball spilled free for Neil Bullen, working towards the line. White just went to throw it away, but it was already over the line, and they'll toss it in. Just wonder if they can get something going here. The Scorps, it's been all the Dogs riding this irresistible wave of momentum. Spencer and Minson, give that one to Spencer out the back. Oliver's there, couldn't take the footy. Well played, Adcock did, got it to Stevens, who's well tackled by the big fella Spencer. Ball's jolted free. Casey first there, did they dive over the top of it? No. Umpire says I'll have it, and it's time for Peter McCarter to take over.
As Chris on at Red Time Sports, has a club affiliation ever won the AFL Grand Final, the State League Grand Final the same year? Absolutely. Box Hill did it recently with Hawthorn. As Huntington, beautiful handball. Here's Long. He's going to close to 48. He sets sail for home and misses. Damn it, that was a good build-up too. It came off the post. 12-14-86, play 6-3-39. 3 minutes gone, final quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard. A long ball coming in. Wiedemann, it was outmarked by Staley in the middle of Etihad Stadium. Bulldogs going forward again. It's coming straight back in. Long with the fly. Campbell there too. Hutchins. Oh, they go into the back to Shefke Beckwith. across the face. It falls to the path of Honeychurch. Can he keep it in? No. We'll have it thrown in.
Peter, the other one, 2007 Geelong, Steve King played in both games.
Good call. Adam Sarakoglu on the stats today, being magnificent. Dashevsky Beckwith just pushed off his kick as we wait for this ball to be thrown in right next to the behind post for Footscray. 4 minutes gone in the final quarter. Ball tossed back in. Front position there, Spencer. Tracking it there, Oliver bumped off the footy by Long. Kick was smothered in the goal square. They've just lost a handle on it. Greenwood whistle. A free kick going the way of the Scorpions in the last line of defence, and they'll try and get away.
Stoney might be some trouble for Newton there as Mitchie takes the mark at half back and they're on the fly. Turlick takes the handball. He has a bounce. He can have two. He's got space in front of him. He can take three. He stops. Probs. Little ball inside, and that was well caught out. Tringo's on the end of it. He takes the mark. Footy out directly in front.
Newton just hobbling a bit with the doctor and the physio coming out. Just wants to keep going, and the medical staff just running alongside him.
So Tringo, his side trails 39 to 86 at the 5 minute mark of the final term. Can he get one? His 9th of the year it would be if he can steer it home, and he does. Very neat finish. 7-3. 45, trails 12-14, 86, 5 gone in his final term. That's all in the Winston with a wide scoreboard.
He is one that's gone cold though today, had a really good first half, got a lot of the ball early in the game, did Jack at Trengove. As we speak, he is only up to 16.
We just need Casey to do more of that, don't we? Just for the sake of the game, for the contest, to finish the game well. But really, the contest is all over in terms of scoreboard.
Lynn John just back onto the ground as well. It'll be interesting to watch him throughout this quarter. If the Bulldogs hold the margin, whether they'll rest him in the final minutes.
Notice Will Minson there, Lucas Webb also on the bench, and Bailey Dale, and Andrew Dashevsky Beckwith. We can't forget about him. As the ball back in the middle, 86 plays 45. Flying high there was Campbell. Landed heavily. He's okay though, and the Bulldogs again, Kobe Stevens has his kick smothered. Now the Scorpions with another chance. Oh, this is going to be turned over as well. They're not looking where they're kicking, and Brad Lynch comes in to take the mark on the logo. He kicks up towards centre half forward. It's a high ball. Stevens there again, finds Campbell. Campbell can set it to 40 and miss. Another enterprising build-up in commentary. Thwarted again by a bad kick. 12-15-87, plays 7-3-45. 6.5 gone in the final quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard.
Long barrel down in the middle, gets 80 metres away from home, but it's Lynch who comes up with it. Handball out the back. That's nice stuff. And Barry takes the mark after getting it from Dalglish. He goes to half forward. Jamison's on the burst, but Garland gets in front of him. And he knocks it over the line. They'll toss it in right in front of Mark Stone and Glenhill boundary side.
A lot of rotations at the moment, boys, just trying to keep players fresh. Obviously, probably got about 25 minutes of play left ahead of them.
Get to you, Stoney, in a moment. Reed Newton as McInerney goes to work, gets it down to Kennedy. He's well tackled. Good stuff, Campbell. Stole it away and got it to John. He got it to Adcock. Adcock inside the 50. Now Hannon's got 2 to beat. He can't. Even he can't. And Dunn's just letting Long know as he goes fast. He's not going to miss anyone, I don't reckon, in the last 20 minutes. Oh, dodgy kick. Take over, Pete.
He has working here, Oliver. They're under all sorts of pressure again down back. The Scorpions. Neil Bullen unsighted in the second half. Got the handball away. Now they work Mitchie in the middle of the ground, trying to break the tackle. Handball over the top to Turley. Gets around Russell. He's kicked short, finding Kilty. And Kilty should go back and just have the shot. No, he wants to go into the pocket. They've got 3 players. And they've worked that out nicely. That's Wiedemann who's got the mark.
Ben Newton, boys, is on the ground here. They're just with the doctor's checking out his right knee. Just a bit of investigating at the moment. Doesn't look too bad at the moment, but got a bit of a strength test on it.
So we wait for this kick to come in. Short. Missed. One behind. And it was off the post. So 12-15-87. Plays 7-4-46. 8 minutes gone. Final quarter. Winston with a wide scoreboard. And the Dogs clear the 50.
Long ball out. Clears some danger. Oh, good fly from Garland. Couldn't bring it to ground in the end. Neil Bullen goes inside the 50 looking for Ferreira. Couldn't quite take it in the one hand. It's over the line. They'll toss it in. 45 around from the point post. Casey attacking to the Coventry end. They trail 46 to 87. 9 gone in this final term on the Winston with a wire scoreboard. Umpire tosses it back in. McInerney and Campbell. McInerney nicely down, got it to Tim Smith, just almost threw it out, he did. Yep, and now the Dogs are away. They're going to find some space here for Hannon to run into. He does, he couldn't quite take it. Long was there with him though. Little undergrounder, sets a task for Mitch against Garland. He just knocks it forward, Cyril S. He goes to Hayes. Hayes with 2 to beat. He did really well, did Hayes. Got the handball back to Long. What a win. He found Hamilton under pressure. Hamilton got around Garland. He gets it away to Hayes. The Dogs continue to build under all sorts of pressure. He goes back inboard now and finds Bailey Williams, who takes the mark 80 from home on the flank. He wants to go through the middle. He gets around one, got himself into a bit of heavy traffic, but then found his man out the back. A chance for the Dogs deep in the pocket. Little left footer around the corner for Greenwood. Bounce didn't suit him. He had to stand up and get it away. Looking for Honeychurch. They had numbers. Left foot snap, no good under pressure. Coming at the footy now, Grimes couldn't take it. Spilt to ground. Barry back to Stevens from a standing start, pulled it left. It's out of bounds on the full, and Casey will bring it back in, trailing 46 to 87 at the 10-minute mark.
27 disposals now for Kobe Stevens.
So wait for this ball to come back in. An injury update from you in a moment, Stoney. And it's done. Kicks a long ball outside the 50. Oh, fly from the back there from Williams. Didn't get any elevation. Here's Ferreira to run onto it. Handball out to Kennedy. A high up and under straight to the logo. They fly. No one can take the mark. Working there again, Williams. Handball out to Lin Jong. Just a good user of the footy. Back to Lucas Webb. Webb kicks into the middle of the ground, 1-on-1. Falls to ground Smith. Now a chance here for the Scorpions if they can just get some run going, and they do. A quick kick over the top into the path of Smith. He takes the mark. And he'll line up directly in front from 25 outs.
Has to go back and kick this if there's any chance, but just the difference of hitting or missing that kick in the middle of the ground. You hit the kick, they're forward, they're probably inside forward 50, and Webb missed the kick. He's forced to run back and defend, and he just doesn't make it back in time to influence his Smith marking contest. So the difference of being clean through the middle of the ground.
You would have been coached in Lee when you wouldn't have gone in there, wouldn't you?
As Tim Smith comes in directly in front, kicks the goal. That's his 3rd for the afternoon. And on the Winston with a wide scoreboard, it's Footscray 12-15-87, leading Casey 8-4-52. 11.5 gone in the final quarter. Winston with a wide, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au. Stoney, down to you, an injury update, please.
Yeah, just we talked about Ben Newton before with just hyperextending the knee. He's actually getting some tape applied to his left ankle, so he's not having a good day, Mr. Newton, but seems okay, and once he has his taping done, I think he'll be right to come back on.
Mark Stoney, Glen Hill on the boundary. They'll be getting plenty of post-match interviews for us. We're almost coming up to decision on the medal time, I think, but let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I want a reading on the nervous meter here for Dog fans from Fitzy and Brownie in a minute. Here's Minson. Good stuff, Spencer. Inside the 50 they go. No mark in the air. Barry, good stuff, tracked at a ground level. Ferreira's going to be first there at ground level. Was he taken high? Allowed to go on. Barry tries to get through the Kilty tackle. Couldn't. Ball spills free. Dale drags it in. Now, umpire says, give it to me.
Inside 50 count in this final quarter. Madam, I'll set you a task. Onto it.
Spencer and Minson got this one going, but out the back Grimes won it down to Neil Bullen by hand, who goes to the pocket, out of bounds on the full. Dogs ball. Staley had it covered.
Sums up a bit of his day for Neil Bullen. He hasn't had a great day at all.
So Staley, long ball outside the 50. Spencer did well, knocked it down instead of trying to take the mark. Got it away to Grimes, to Hutchins, to Neil Bullen. Left foot kick through the middle, 2-on-1 for Casey. They need to win it, and they do. Umpire said it would have been a free kick if you didn't. Joel Smith inside the 50, and it's a mark to Barry, and the Dogs can build from half back.
9 inside 50s for Casey, 5 for Footscray in this last quarter.
Kicks to a dangerous contest. Mitch White takes a double grabber for Casey. Kicks across the ground, dangerously. Honeychurch surrounded by Scorpions, just hacks it on the boot up towards an Empton 50. They work it there, Munro for the Scorpions. Should have the numbers. Handball over the top is okay. It's being kept in. No. No, boundary umpire in the right place. Says we're going to throw this one in.
It's a great effort from Honeychurch. He was 1v3 and just got the ball forward and then followed up with a fantastic chase down and puts pressure on the Casey opponent there.
16 touches for Honeychurch today.
Sarah Cogley doing the stats, Lee Brown and Jared Fitzgerald doing the special comments for us today on Peter Jackson VFL Live through 1116 SEN. Red Time Sport iPhone app, vfl.com.au, Aussie Digital. They have been all season. There's 87 plays, 52, 14 gone in this final quarter. A flurry of goals here for Casey, but you'd think they're too far back. It's taking them too long to score now. The umpire again will throw it up on 50 for Footscray. And Lin Jong at the bottom of the pack. Injury? What injury? No problem getting through today so far. Ball tossed up. Again, just the pack trying to fight their way through. Got one more in me, Leedsy. 14, almost 15 minutes gone. What a week it is to be a Bulldog supporter.
It's going to be a great week in the city
going to be a lot of fun.
And in the state, isn't it? Like the whole grip of the whole emotion.
There's here Nash trying to get it down. Webb tackled, boundary line, throw in. Winston, Y, scoreboard. Official attendance on that Winston with a Y, scoreboard, 17,348. I'll be honest, that's a touch on the disappointing side considering the two teams we have this afternoon.
In fairness, half of them are on the highway. And we're going to have another stoppage here. There's some tired bodies.
That's a fair call, Leeds. I reckon maybe 2,000 or 3,000 still travelling back.
Yeah, and they'll be enjoying every second of it. What a way to spend 8 hours inside the 50. Long couldn't go up. Oh, wonderful mark for Casey. Not paid in the end. It must have dropped as it headed towards the ground. It's going to be Joel Smith who tosses it back to the umpire. And he's going to toss it up. 25 out, Minson got it down, couldn't find a teammate, coming through long in the end. Got it back to Webb. Can he kick the goal? No. Pushed as he kicked. Just sneaks in one behind. And the Dogs got a 12-16-88. 16 gone in the final term. Casey 8-4-52 on the Winston with a Y scoreboard.
Would there be many numbers lining up, queuing up, camping overnight for grand final tickets?
I think we'll be passing them on the way out as the kick goes up the line. Smith takes the mark for Casey. It's on his teammate Kennedy in all sorts of trouble. So he goes again, this time kick in the middle of the ground. Vincent did well to get rid of his opponent and set the scene nicely as the kick goes inside the 50. Well, they're lining up.
Is that Jordan Russell?
Yeah,
Yep.
It's a great kick.
And
He's had a very good game.
Mitch Honeychurch will line up and have the shot. He'll kick from 45 out, plenty of goal face to look at.
Could we get 100 plus next week?
To the grand final.
Could we?
I would have thought so.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, they don't generally go over the Hundy at the MCG these days. Oh, he's passed it off. Trying to work his way through his Lynch. He's going to bring it round from a very tight angle. It goes to the goal square. Oh, and it flew. Dale's there. Had it again. Round the body. Misses. We wanted some hang time from Mitch Hannon. We almost got it. He got plenty of elevation. One behind the scoreline, 12-17-89, plays 8-4-52, 17 minutes gone in this final quarter. Winston with the Y scoreboards.
Dunn goes with the talk, didn't get any of it, but somehow mongreled it to Ferrero, takes the mark at half back, heads to the outer wing, nice kick, and now they're on. Little run is good from Jones. He got the handball away to the run of Trengo, who has a couple of Dogs to contend with, and he can't. The ball spills free for Nash. Nash kicks it over the top to Big Will, who's got space. He can have a bounce if he wants. They're calling him to get on with it. He gives the handball back inboard to Jong. Jong, little one over the top. Can he find someone? He does. Tashevsky Beckwith, very inconsiderate parents, got it back. Nash down the line, and they still can't get it cleanly. Williams out of trouble inside the 50. They want to mark at the back. They get one. Jamison takes it. 25 out, 5 in from the boundary line.
Gentlemen, in the last 10 years of 3 AFL Grand Finals with 6 figures in the crowd. The last one was at 13, Hawthorn, Fremantle.
So Jamison, he'll be one of them. if he can recover from wherever it is they end up celebrating over the next 7 days. Comes in, here's a little bit of icing on the cake, and he loves it. And they get to him, that's his third of the afternoon. Footscray marching on here, 13-17-95, Casey 8-4-52, 19 gone, final term on the Winston with a wise scoreboard.
He's had a great game, Nick Jamieson, the old Scotch boy. How do you see his game, Lee?
Yeah, he's been good. He's been able to hit the scoreboard. He's looked dangerous. And it's probably just that one kick where he was outside his distance in the third quarter that let himself down. But apart from that, he's been a very good contributor today.
It'll please his future father-in-law no end. I wonder if he did have a punt on this afternoon's game, Dr. Turf.
Ball back in the middle. 95 plays 52. About to enter time on in this final quarter. Neil Bullen went without it, but the Scorps will look to go forward. There's a ball here out wide, right in front of our commentary position. The one-on-one contest, the handball across Hewlett, found Turley, who drives past one, can't drive past the second. He's been pinged, and now they're trying to move it quickly, the Bulldogs. As Will Hayes has it thumped away from him. And it's over the boundary line. What an amazing season for this Footscray team. They've been undermanned. I remember the game at Williamstown at Burbank Oval where they didn't even release a full squad. That's how low they were on numbers. They just managed to get the 23. They announced 23 on the Thursday night.
That's amazing.
And
the
they
adversity
won.
they've overcome.
And they won.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah. And I think that's why they've been such a story. You know, 8 or 9 players, listed players in the qualifying final.
Exactly, as the kick goes inside the 50. They've had to do it the hard way. They win the 4 finals and they get the job done here. Meanwhile, we've got a mark inside the 50 and Tim Smith on a tight angle will have a shot for Casey.
That win against Williamstown, Pete, we were there that day, and that was certainly the defining moment for the season for the Footscray Bulldogs. Couldn't
agree more, because they were challenged in that final quarter. Williamstown came from a long way back, and then Tashevsky Beckwith kicked the match winner. Ball a little narrow from Smith. He puts it through for a behind. 8-5-53. Casey, Footscray 13-17-95. 21 minutes gone, final quarter on the Winston with a wise scoreboard. Premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au. And that's the sort of insight you get from people who've covered the competition right from round number 1. Wouldn't hear that, the boxes down the row. I would have thought Leedsy.
Here's Hutchins, little handball. Goes away to Kilty inside the 50. Mark is taken by Russell.
How many marks has he taken, Adam?
Jordan Russell today has taken 8 marks.
So Smith, this is Rourke. He has the foot in his defensive 50. I want to get your thoughts on Tim Smith's game in a moment, Brownie, as Russell goes back to Smith. Sold him into trouble, but he's just so strong. Oh, and then he coughed it up. A little banana from Scott. That's a very classy finish from the pocket. Casey get a goal. There's muted celebration across the ground. The 9-5-59, Footscray 13-17-95, 22 gone, final term on the Winston with a wise scoreboard.
Yeah, Smith, he's looked dangerous throughout the game, particularly in that front half, in the first and second quarters there. He looked dangerous in the air. He was one of the forwards actually marking the ball inside forward 50. As opportunities have dried up, so is his game. So he's...
Hilly, Glenn Hill, down to you. Any idea, any of the players being put on ice at the moment? I know Mitch Honeychurch is sitting down, but all of the players seem to be rotating through at the moment.
No, everybody's still out there. I wouldn't be surprised, though, in the next few minutes if they pull the plug on a few. But at the moment, rotations as normal.
Gee, there's going to be some interesting selections coming up. There's the ball here in the middle of the ground. Oliver played a good game for Casey today.
They have a pretty strict rotation policy. It's always on a whiteboard when they come off the ground, seniors and at VFL level. So their managed game time is right there every single week.
I think we can give a big tick to Lin Jong getting through today.
Absolutely. Been fantastic.
And then some.
27 disposals, 8 marks.
All tossed back up. Mincing grabbed it out of the ruck, just threw it on the boot up towards half forward. Campbell trying to come out to meet it, but they've got numbers here, the Scorpions. Hutchins goes with the handball to Smith, who goes around the body up into the middle of the ground here at Etihad Stadium. Jong! Great mark going back with the flights.
How's the courage there?
Look out, Luke Beveridge. You're going to get a knock on your door tomorrow. if not from Ling Jong, from his family and all his supporters. Ball across to Stevens, who kicks a high ball inside 50. Campbell, it falls to the back. Hutchins working across to Garland. He runs over the boundary line, the umpire says. Throw it in.
And the best thing about that knock on the door, Pete, is it'll be left or right-handed. There's no question marks about his shoulder at all.
Correct weight. Lee Brown and Jared Fitzgerald in the back row. They know their way around a premiership. Fitzy did it 3 times in a row. Hayes had the ball out. Hamilton off to Adcock, who was taken off the footy. I think he's going to have a happy retirement, going out with a premiership. The kick goes up the line. Working here, Wiedemann going around the body looking for Smith, who takes the mark at half forward. He's 50 from goal. He goes across looking for Spencer. One grab, not the second. And now it spills free. Newton getting around the traffic. Has a shot at goal. Has he got the carry? It has. So Newton gets another one on the board. He's first for this afternoon. 11th for the season. Footscray 13.795. Casey 10.565. 30-point ball game. 24.5 gone on the Winston with the white scoreboard. Final quarter.
Nice for Casey to hit the scoreboard, but you'd like Spencer to take that mark against a smaller opponent. Their tolls today just haven't had any impact. Smith's been okay up forward, but McInerney, Kelty and Jake Spencer have been very quiet.
Clayton Oliver, first man on the ground to get to 30 disposals for the day.
So we're just waiting to get started again. What an enjoyable 5 minutes it'll be for the Dogs players.
It's going to be a fun presentation too, Leedsy.
Pure celebration here. The umpire is just being...
There could be more noise on the Hume Highway than there is at Etihad during the presentation.
Here's Zhong heading across to Adcock on the wing. He drives this inside the 50. Can Minson get in on the act? He couldn't quite take it through his hands. He tried to lay a tackle on Dunn, but Dunn just barreled it from defence. Long ball. Dale couldn't take it. McInerney on the end of it. Working hard there is Smith. That's Tim working towards the outer wing. He just allows a path cleared here for Neil Bullen, who swings back on his right boot. Oh, good contest from Stevens. Got a fist in. Ball spilled for Newton. Got it to McInerney. Little one over the top. Barry's got to go to work on Smith. Dogs fans wanted a holding the man, but nothing doing, and they'll toss it in.
Just repeating that crowd, 17,348.
Winston in the Y scoreboard.
You've got to say it properly.
VFL.
Come on there. Winston with Y.
I've just got to stick to my limits after Brandon talked about taking on the green. Here's Dale picking it up at half-back. That was nicely done down the line, and Minson spun around beautifully, went to ground and then bounced up, got the handball inboard, finishes with Deshevsky Beckwith, who can run to 52, settle, have a shot on goal. Miss.
Raised the post, did it?
Yep.
He's up to 15 disposals for the day now.
Casey away quickly.
Yep, so they're behind there for the Bulldogs. Oh, John flew again. I think the free kick's been given away. Advantage here for the Scorpions. We've played 27 minutes in the final quarter. It's going to be a Bulldogs premiership again in the VFL. There's the Scorpions now trying to clear some space. Kennedy, deep ball. Mark not taken. Well done there, Russell. Gee, he landed heavily.
Hit the arm.
And he chopped the arm. So Wiedemann's going to have a free kick and probably get another goal here for the Scorpions. As Lin Jong maybe running to the bench.
Yes, he landed very heavily on that previous contest, and he's heading over to the boundary line at the moment, and I fear he may have hurt himself here.
Oh dear.
I'd say he's just winded, boys, the way he landed, just flat on his back.
Well, you keep a close eye on that, Glenn Hill on the boundary line. As Wiedemann, 2 goals today, both of them in the first half. He misses narrow. 13-18-96 Footscray, 10-6-66 now Casey, 27, almost 28 minutes gone. Big presentation to come as the ball comes back into play. Let's see if there's one more for Footscray. The ball going long outside the 50. Oh, Nash flew high. Going to bring it to ground. Mitchie going back inside the 50. And the mark has been taken. And it's been taken by Declan Kilty, who Looks like he's going to go back and have the shot. Meanwhile, while we wait, Glenn Hill, what's happening on the boundary line, please?
Look, he seems okay. It does look like it is a winding.
Oh, sorry, got the ball off here to Lyndon Dunn, who kicks all the way to the goal square. Ball there. It's going to be a Bulldog takeaway. Oh, it was nicely done again. The kick going outside the 50. Jaszewski Beckwith went without it, but they've still got some numbers here if they're clean. Bulldogs on our broadcast side, on the wing. Hannon, second and third efforts, excellent. Works it in the middle of the ground. Jaszewski Beckwith back to Honeychurch. They've got the overlap running. Adcock got to be clean. He goes around the body. It's a high ball inside the 50. Garland sitting underneath it. Takes the mark for the Scorpions. And we'll look to play on. But in the meantime, Hilly, just confirming everything okay with Lin Jong, you think?
Yeah, I think he's okay, boys. He's just obviously going to be put on ice now with only a couple of minutes to go, and it was just a winding from a heavy knock.
So Kennedy down the line looking for Turley. Through a bit of traffic. Good stuff from Barry. Released the handball, and now to Staley, who goes down the line. Look at the space they've got on the burst here. Bailey Dale has a couple of bounces. He can get to 52. He's going to get to the top of the square, and Hannon, he couldn't quite take the mark. That was a good defensive effort. Terrific stuff from Joel Smith, who knocks it over the line.
Big Willie Minson had about 30 metres of space. He's livid.
I can understand that too, as the kick comes out. Mitchie kicks into the middle of the ground dangerously. Good mark taken by Tringove, and he can run on to 29.5 gone this final term. Footscray going to win the flag. Bulldogs fans are going to celebrate. Tringove, though, wants a goal to finish off, bringing it back round. Out of bounds in the full. 13-19-97, plays 10-6-66. Winston with a wide scoreboard. Almost 30 minutes gone as the Bulldogs try to bring the ball back in. Is there time for one more? I suspect not, as the kick comes back. Nash trying to create the contest. Did well just to try and bring it to ground. Tringove there again as well. Off to Grimes, to Neil Bullen. Building a nice side here, Casey, as the Demons are, but not getting the job done today. And coming in Barry, who's been underrated today. He's been a good player down back for Footscray.
Very nice and solid.
The coaching staff for the Bulldogs make their way down, and that's why it's an irresistible force at the moment. What's happening out west? Footscray win their second Peter Jackson's VFL Premiership. They've defeated the Casey Scorpions 13-19-97 to 10-6-66, and they're celebrating all over the ground. Bulldogs fight and Bulldogs roar. We give our very best. 'Cause you can't beat the boys of the Bulldog breed. We're the team of the mighty West. A mighty performance from this Footscray side, undermanned for long periods during the season, but they got the job done, particularly in that third quarter where they kept Casey goalless. 13-19-97 to 10-6-66 on the Winston with a wise scoreboard. A fantastic performance from this team. Quickly the goal kickers to full time. 3 goals to Nick Jamison, 2 to Tom Campbell and Ben Long, and Singleton, Bailey Dale, Williams, Lynch, Jaszewski Beckwith, Nash and Hannon, and for Casey 3 goals to Tim Smith, 2 to Sam Wiedemann, and singles to Scott, Tringove, Hewlett, White and Newton. Now stations are going all over the place as we finish up here. And if you're listening on 1116 SEN, we'll take a short break and we'll come back with the presentation. Everyone else stay with us. We're going to get some interviews out on the ground. But if you're listening on SEN, we'll take a break and be back with the presentations in just a moment. 37 Footscray, Casey 10-6-66. Footscray Premiers. Second time in 3 years they've done it. As Glenn Hill and Mark Stone get enveloped by the crowds going around this Bulldog team. They're going to make their way through. You can hear that in our effects mic. If you've got anyone down there, feel free, guys, just to jump in over the top.
We're just going to be speaking with Brad Lynch in just a moment. We're just trying to make our way across to
Find safety.
Fair fan crush at the moment, it's fair to say. But Brad, thanks for joining 1116 SEN. Fantastic performance for the guys.
Yeah, it was. Just so proud of the boys, how we overcome the minor premiers. Mate, I'm lost for words at the moment. I can't believe we've come this far as a group, and just to see not just us but the AFL side to succeed as well, hopefully next week.
Your run and carry throughout the game was really important.
Yeah, it's just something I've worked on all year. Again, I'm just so stoked at the moment, but it's just something I worked on all year, and it's obviously starting to pay off. So just looking for next year to, hopefully crack into the team.
Fantastic, mate. We'll let you get over there and enjoy the spoils.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
You get in there too. Brad Lynch there with Glenn Hill. Get behind the barrier, for goodness sake, Glenn Hill. We don't want to lose a boundary rider today. We've come this far. But Lee Brown, Jared Fitzgerald, your thoughts on what was an amazing win for this Footscray Football Club?
Yeah, my thoughts really is that what I admire as a long-time person interested, in many ways fascinated by our state league, the VFL, is that upon arriving in the competition, upon them separating from their alignment with Williamstown, the Western Bulldogs submitted a team and called it Footscray. Straight away, it had some connection to its heartland. It had its connection to its community, and we're seeing a real resurgence in the support for the club by those connections. But what I have admired about the football club is it has entered the VFL competition clearly saying we want to do well in the competition, not muck around with, we're not sure whether we're developing or this or that. And we're seeing the re-emergence of a really powerful football club connected to its grassroots. There was a phenomenal display today of what has been a phenomenal display by their football club this year.
Brownie, we'll get your thoughts in a moment, but we're almost ready for the presentations. Nigel Carmody standing there like a shag on the rock, let's be honest. Giving the makeup a fair hiding today, as our man Nigel, an hour in the makeup chair before he goes on. It's extraordinary. But he's getting ready for the presentation. He's looking at his watch. He wants to go home. Come on, Nigel. So a slight delay, but the presentations will be here. And as we roll through and the players come up, we'll get their stats from you, Adam, and also a thought from our special comments men today on their performance, each of the Bulldogs players.
Boys, 7 players go 2-time today. Russell, Jong, Honeychurch, Campbell, Barry, Hayes and Greenwood were all there in 2014 and 2-time premiership players. Got a nice ring to it.
Yeah,
certainly does.
Russell's a foundation recruit, and one of the main reasons why they really provided some substance for the support of their young boys in their Footscray program. He was very good.
So we're just waiting on the presentations to get underway. There's the Footscray players. They've all found each other again inside the barriers. Good crowd around here too. 17,348 today. And the Casey players are down on the ground looking very, very deflated.
Just to jump in, Pete, if I could.
Yeah, jump on. Jump in there.
Just joined by Mitch Honeychurch. Fantastic win. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, feeling pretty good at the moment. It's my second premiership in 3 years here at the club, so it's a good feeling. It's pretty surreal.
The Footscray supporters are out in force again today. It's just flowed on from Saturday night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a great win last night. And full supporters come out today and see us win. Our second premiership in 3 years is fantastic.
You guys are really dominant around the ball today.
Yeah, I think Jongy and Kobe and Jetta in there as well. They were pretty good. We tried to send an extra in at times just to get our things going, and it worked.
Fantastic stuff, mate. Look, enjoy the win. You fully deserve it, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Glenn Hill with Mitch Honeychurch. Let's go to Nigel Carmody on the stage.
As we begin official proceedings, I'd like to welcome forward Casey Scorpions coach Justin Plapp to say a few words on behalf of his team.
As he makes his way to the stage, and they've had a very good season, the Casey Scorpions. Finished on top of the ladder, 14-4 for their season. And they demolished Footscray in the first final, and really good last week as well against Williamstown.
First off, well done guys, far too good when it counted, and an exciting brand of football, and all the best for your team next week. To our boys, commiserations. It's a hard pill to swallow, but we need to learn from it. We've got to get better, and that's what the reality is. To our major sponsors, to Mercedes-Benz Berwick and the Casey of City of Casey, thanks for your support, and to the rest of our support staff, and thank you efforts throughout the year, really value it, and thanks to all our supporters. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. A great season for the Casey Scorpions, both their senior and development league teams, making grand finals. An outstanding effort. The Norm Goss Medal has been awarded since 1983 to the best man on the ground in the Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final. I'd like to welcome forward AFL Victoria Chairman Mr Ray Horsburgh to present the Norm Goss Medal. And what a story this is. 17 days ago he cracked his collarbone. Today he's best on ground in a VFL Grand Final. Lin Jong is your 2016 Norm Goss medalist.
Take us through his stats, Adam. 29 disposals for the day for Lin Jong at 9 marks. One of those was contested as well.
Lin Jong, you are the Norm Goss medalist, my friend.
How many tackles?
I think Lin Jong, well, the collarbone might be all right. We might need to get the hearing check because he said his name twice, Nige, and got donuts each time. Now he's on the stage.
4 tackles today, Kissy.
Here he is.
First of all, well done to Casey. You know, it was a really good contest. You know, you guys are really good all season, and you know, hopefully have a good pre-season and everything. So thanks, boys. Well done to the Footscray boys. Really loved playing with you guys today. You know, really well done to everyone. It was a really team effort, and well done to the AFL boys yesterday. Thanks to all the trainers and medical staff and all the volunteers. You know, we really appreciate your time and effort you put in. We couldn't have done it without you. Thanks to the coaches and you know, everyone involved with the club. Probably missed out, but thanks to everyone. Thanks to the fans as well. Thanks.
Good boy.
Used the ball really well today, made good decisions with ball in hand and really set up his teammates.
Thank you, Ray.
Had numerous goal assists.
Maybe more to come in his football season yet. Now welcome forward Nick Jackson, General Manager of Peter Jackson, the title sponsor, of course, of the VFL, to present premiership medals to the 23 players and Ash Hanson, the coach of today's VFL Premiers, Footscray. And we begin with number 15, Tom Campbell.
It was good today, 18 hit-outs in the ends, and actually got 13 disposals. 9 of them were kicks.
Instrumental in the third quarter when they really got the ball rolling.
Number 19, Lucas Webb.
22 disposals for Lucas Webb.
Was slow, he was a carryover player, so he flew to Sydney yesterday, but slow to get into a better second half.
Number 22, Mitch Honeychurch.
18 disposals, 5 tackles.
Good game.
Interesting, there's some talk about him being on the trade table.
Also won
that
3
performance today.
Number 25, Kobe Stevens.
We want to get rid of him.
Sorry, Pete, I was going to say he also won 3 free kicks for the day. Kobe Stevens got 29 disposals, which did lead the day for the Dogs.
He's had a good season.
He's hard as a cat's head.
Number 26, Declan Hamilton.
Finished on 18 today, 8 kicks, 10 handballs, 3 marks, 3 tackles.
The most experienced Bulldog in this team, number 27, Will Menson.
The stat, big chin for Big Will, but the stat that stands out is 32 hit-outs.
He's got his hands in the air, he's saluting, he's loving it, Will Menson. He may not be playing next week, but he's lapping up the
number
attention
31,
now.
Bailey Dale.
Well done, Will. And he takes a bow too on the stage.
15,
Bailey Dale.
15 disposals.
Kicked the first goal of the game. He's had a pretty good final series.
Number 34, Bailey Williams.
He got 19 in the end, 4 inside 50s.
He's one of the players who try to take the ball on through the middle of the ground a lot.
Number 36, Brad Lynch.
18, 9 and 9 in terms of kicks and handballs, 3 inside 50s.
Once again, playing off half-back, created that run, that real link-up in the mould of a Jason
Number 37,
Johannesson.
Rourke Smith.
Only 13, but 7 tackles.
He was effective, wasn't he? Just controlling that contest in the third quarter.
Wins a lot of one-on-one contests.
Number 44 in his final game at the level, Jed Adcock.
Led the Bulldogs for tackles today with 12. 7 inside 50s.
He's had a very, very good career, Jed.
Number 46, the Norm Goss medalist, Lin Jong.
Well played.
What more can you say? I guess the 6 inside 50s are one that stand out.
Yeah, effective inside 50s too.
Goal assists.
Number 51, Nick Jamison.
I think 51's actually Dale Gleish. I wonder if
Oh, he's got
Sorry, number 51, Lachlan Dalgleish.
Thanks, Nudge. 16 disposals, in fact, for Dalgleish today. 13 of those were kicks.
Now we get to number 54, 3 goals, Nick Jamieson.
This obviously means we're into the VFL list now, by the way. Nick Jamieson just chasing those ones down. 10 kicks, 8 handballs, 5 inside 50s.
Number 55, Alex Greenwood.
Won the goal kicking too at Jamieson.
Alex Greenwood, who was once on the AFL list, I'm pretty sure. 12 disposals today.
Excited day from him.
Number 56, Will Hayes.
Fine for his Footscray side.
Yeah, it's been quite good.
His numbers today, 11 disposals, 4 tackles.
I reckon Dad would be pleased.
Number 57, Jordan Staley.
He had a good game, Jordan.
11 kicks, 2 handballs.
He's good in the air. He intercept marks pretty often throughout the game and just looked composed, didn't he, with ball in hand?
Ex-skip playing power.
Number 60, Andrew Tashevsky Beckworth.
The People's Hyphen.
1 goal, 2, 16 at disposals, 4 inside 50s.
He got better as the game went on, didn't he?
Number 61, Liam Nash.
At the end of the day on 15, got 10 tackles and 4 clearances.
He's solid in that middle of the ground in that third quarter.
Yeah, he's hard. You know exactly what you're going to get from Liam.
Well, I had 101 tackles.
Number 66, Mitch Hannon.
1 goal, 2 for Mitch Hannon today, 12 disposals in the end, 5 marks.
The only disappointing part was he didn't take a hanger today.
He almost did.
He tried to.
Number 68, fresh off turning 30 on Friday, Anthony Barry.
Got 21 today and 7 marks.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good across half-back. Controlled the play, looked composed with ball in hand.
Oh, he's got his daughter up. He's going to get the medal. Magnificent. Brought the daughter up.
Number 69, the 23rd man for the Bulldogs, Ben Long.
What a revelation.
Yes.
2 goals, 2, not a bad return for a 23rd man. He got 12 disposals for the day, 3 tackles.
6 goals last week. Amazing.
Number 65, and now a 2-time VFL Premiership captain, Jordan Russell.
Well played.
7 rebound 50s, 4 inside 50s. He ended the day on 24 disposals, which was a third below the 2 AFL boys, Jong and Steve.
We'll ask Jordan to remain on stage as we welcome up the Bulldogs Premiership coach, Ash Hansen.
Well, it was Chris Maple a couple of years ago who held aloft the trophy.
Yes.
And it around Ash Hansen's turn.
Yes.
He was an assistant 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's level 3 accredited. He's done a lot of work in his coach education. Ashley, he's a very, very good operator.
He receives the medal
person.
and he comes to the microphone now.
Firstly, just want to congratulate Casey on the year you had. You're an outstanding team throughout the course of the year. Obviously, commiserations on today, but these experiences will certainly galvanise you as a group going forward, and I'm sure you're going to have success coming your way. Firstly, I just want to thank our principal supporters, Victoria University, you've been tremendous, Western Automotive Group and Program, we couldn't have done it without you, so thank you for your ongoing support. To my fellow coaches, the VFL support staff, you put in so much time, you put in so many hours, this wouldn't be achieved without you guys doing what you do, so we're eternally grateful for you. To the play group, you guys have just been fantastic. You enjoy the times together, good or bad. You should be rewarded for all the accolades you get for the year you've had. You're a special group to coach, and I hope the memories that you've created this year are with you forever. To our supporters, thank you for turning out today. Hopefully today's just the first of 2 cups this week. Thank you.
Well said, Ash Hansen. He's going to receive the cup.
I'd now like to welcome to stage the CEO of Peter Jackson, Mr. Paul Jackson, to present the 2016 Peter Jackson Legendary VFL Premiership Cup to Ash Hansen, Jordan Russell and the Footscray Football Club.
They've done an outstanding job. They'll receive the trophy and hold it aloft. The celebrations will continue for Footscray. You're listening on 1116 SEN. We'll take a break. Back to wrap it up right after this.
Masters is closing down. Discounts across every item in store. Savings on major household brands. Everything is on sale. All stock must go. Don't miss out. Get in fast. Masters is closing down. Terms and conditions apply. Ask in store for details.
Bataki, Bataki, Bataki. A special occasion is made even more special with Bataki leg ham.
For your occasion, insist on a famous Bataki leg ham. Available at Woolworths, Coles and all fine delicatessens.
Bataki. Simply the best.
The 2016 Brownlow count is fast approaching, and an epic $100,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs with Crownlow from CrownBet. Select a leading player across 9 positions, and if you pick the players that poll the most votes, you'll have a chance to share in over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Make this year's Brownlow a night to remember with Crownlow. Enter for free at crownbet.com.au. CrownBet, the game just changed.
Wagering account not required. Conditions apply. 18 plus. Gamble responsibly.
Thanks to Toyota Victoria. Next week you could win your way to the 2016 Toyota AFL Grand Final. All you need to do to enter is dress up as your favourite footy legend. On the public holiday Friday and Grand Final Saturday, visit SEN at the 2016 Toyota AFL Grand Final live site at the MCG. Get your photo taken in front of Toyota's new award-winning Hilux and you'll be in the draw to win a double pass to the 2016 Toyota AFL Grand Final. Toyota's legendary footy fan contest on 1116 SEN, Melbourne's home of footy.
GFAFL 16/162.
Bridge here, Winston with a Y are celebrating mums in footy. The mums who run the canteen, drive mum's taxi and more. We want the greatest footy mum. You could win cash for your mum, yourself and a Winston facelift for your footy club. Enter at sen.com.au.
Footy finals fever is sky high on the Melbourne Star Observation Wheel. Right now you can get 25% off your Melbourne Star flight, plus enjoy a free beer with every adult ticket. Just enter the promotional code SEN when you purchase online at melbournestar.com. Plus, the wheel transforms into a live finals ladder light show, leading to a grand final spectacular. Will your team be the final light shining on the star? Get 25% off by entering SEN when you book at melbournestar.com.
Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Harvey Norman $100 million technology run-out on now. Computers, printers, mobiles, audio, fitness and more on sale. Save 10% on Microsoft Surface Pro 4 and Microsoft Surface Book. Get our best ever advertised price on Beats Solo 2 wireless headphones, now $316. Save on our top-selling HP laptop with powerful quad-core AMD A6 processor, now $588. Savings off normal ticketed prices. Plus, more deals in store and online. $100 million technology run-out on now at Harvey Norman.
Masters is closing down. Discounts across every item in store. Savings on major household brands. Everything is on sale. All stock must go. Don't miss out. Get in fast. Masters is closing down. Terms and conditions apply. Ask in store for details.
On 1116 SEN, the 2016 Peter Jackson VFL Grand Final. For Winston with a Y, premier partner of the VFL, offering blindingly good deals for footy fans. Winston.com.au.
You pulled up fine?
Yeah, really good. Casey boys tested the shoulder out a bit and it pulled up fine.
Congratulations on a great win, mate. Go and enjoy it with the boys.
Now, SEN audience returning to Linjong, talking to Glenn Hill on the boundary or on the ground. Magnificent performance. Hilly, thank you. Thank you to Mark Stone as well on the boundary line. You can head back up from the rooms, or from the ground, I should say. Been a magnificent performance. Footscray 13-19-97. The car horns going off on the Hume Highway, I would say. Casey 10-6-66. Footscray's second premiership in 3 years. It's been a sensational performance from this football club, and they've still got 1 week to go in the AFL. A wonderful, special feeling around Melbourne coming up this week, which you'll hear on 1116 SEN. If you're listening on SEN, we're going to go to the news shortly for you. For everyone else, we're going to stick around. We've just got a few more things to do before we finish off today, but the Bulldogs now going to make their way back in. I can tell you 2 years ago when I was in that room, it went off. I reckon this year will be exactly the same, perhaps if not more. Thank you to everyone on 1116 SEN for tuning in wherever you've been around the world, listening to us and tweeting in on @RedTimeSport. Thank you for that as well. Thank you to Eddie, thank you to Tim, Mike and Chris at the SEN side of things. Done a magnificent job today. And also thank you too to Mark Johnson and Paul Hallett for their work in putting everything together and their support of Peter Jackson VFL Live, putting it on Aussie each year, and their support during the season as well. SEN audience, going to the news and then Sports Overdrive. 13-19-97 Footscray, Casey 10-6-66 Footscray, a premiers in the Peter Jackson VFL for 2016.